Good morning. I'm sleepy. Welcome back. We are continuing chapter 5. Hopefully we'll finish it. I don't think it's gonna be that long. But we're back. I'm very excited. Last we left off, Sonetto basically had a death sentence. And Burden's number was revealed to be 0, which seems strange, since I think the lowest number was 6, and then everyone else is like double or triple digits. So I don't know what that's about. Before we start, so yesterday I did a 10 pool on this. Oh wait, I turned off the voice for my silly little intro. Let's turn that back on. So I did a 10 pool on Yearning of the Water because it had that whole discount on the 10 oh my god, 10 pool for the cost of 8. So god, this is so crazy to me. So I did a 10 pool and look what I got. This is the second time that I've gotten a what do you call it? A double? Which is crazy. Cause the first time I got a double was during my first stream. I caught that on stream. I wish I caught this on stream. But I have Lepera now. I was only pulling on this banner because both of these I feel like would work pretty well with Noir, since I don't really have debuffers other than Anali. So I'm happy. I don't really know how to use Lepera. I don't really know how channeling works, honestly, but I'll figure it out. So we'll just get right into it. Continuing with chapter 5, I really want Euphoria. I've been waiting for this. I mean, I don't think I can afford it, to be honest. But it looks to me like Melania's Euphoria is pretty good, so we'll be aiming for that. I'm poor. I'm so poor. I haven't gotten Lepera to I3 yet, because I'm freaking poor. And I've seen how expensive Euphoria is, so we'll find out. It's whatever. The middle of the axis. Neither biased nor neutral, neither positive nor negative, neither excessive nor deficient. Oh, right, because they were trying to say that Sonetto is neither criminal or nor regular non-criminal. This whole debate is so everywhere. There's an outbreak of muttering among the white robes. Even the solemn judge stands up.
37. You just said Vertin's number is 0. Do you know what it means?
Very clearly.
Would you be able to submit proof to Apeiron?
No problem.
Half of you in this hall have put in the pebbles. If 37's argument is found to be true, every argument Vertin has spoken in Sonetto's defense will be deemed valid. Sonetto will be exempt from the punishment. I will announce the result once 37's proof has been validated by Apeiron. Thank you for your time.
Huh. One after another, the Apeiron followers leave the hall. The Hall of Truth returns to tranquility. That was stressful. Sonetto slowly sits on the floor in a lackluster manner. Oh.
Sonetto!
That was stressful.
Timekeeper, I'm so sorry. I tried my best, but still I couldn't understand the debate. I
honestly fair.
Again.
That debate was all over the place. Her face becomes abnormally pink and her breathing becomes fast and shallow.
What happened to her?
Is she having a panic attack?
Come here, little girl. We need to move her outside.
You're awfully chill for the one arguing
Lie her
against
down on
us.
the ground and wipe her palm and feet with dew and peppermint oil.
Oh my god, peppermint oil
That would be okay.
makes me so uncomfortable. I don't know why. Her physical signs are becoming more and more stable. I think like those
Thank you.
scented oils and
You're
stuff
welcome.
just make
The
me
distinguished number
a little
0.
too dizzy. The man shrugs his shoulders.
I'm kidding. I'm 210. Well, instead of the number, I prefer people call me the rhetorician.
The rhetorician.
I've heard your preachment. Pretty demagogic.
The man nods, looking amused.
That's how logic works. With logic, I can prove that you'd cease to exist in the next moment, or that there are no other people in this world except me. Achilles can never outrun a tortoise, and a flying arrow is forever motionless. This debate is nothing but meaningless wordplay.
I've
That
noticed.
pacifist let you off this time. 6. A perfect number indeed. For he knows the benefit of reconciliation. Who wants to have blood on their hands and be devoured by the cycle of hatred? Yet it's a torture for any intelligent mind to hear such an immature debate. Can you feel the suffering of our leader now?
I'm sorry.
210 gives her a triumphant smile.
No apology needed, Miss Outsider. I also feel sorry for your pain. Given that 37 has revealed your number.
What do you mean?
37. Our evil little genius. The most cunning star of Hermes. She's been having fun revealing others' numbers for a long time. Our numbers are our essence. And it's also the most important proof we get once in our lifetime. But she enjoys taking that opportunity away from you. Just because her talent allows her to do so. She did that to her friend, too. She found out Sophia's number.
Oh, she has a number?
But without casting an eye on that paper with her number on it, Sophia threw it into the sea.
Oh, okay.
Sophia is Sophos. But you... I pity you.
It doesn't seem like trouble to me.
Alas, poor little Vertin. You still don't understand. The number of our souls suggests our fate. It might be changed through algorithms temporarily, swirling, shifting, or transforming alongside other changes occurring on the coordinate axis. But in the end, we can only be ourselves. 1 is thought. 2 is opinion. 3 is wisdom. 4 is strength. 5, enthusiasm. 6, harmony. 7, order.
Okay.
8, philanthropy. 9 is restraint, while 10 is completion. 0, however, is in the middle of the axis, the origin of the frame of reference. It's neither positive nor negative, neither prime nor composite. Things are ever changing, but you stay the same. Your loneliness also lasts forever.
Oh, that's a little sad.
This is your fate. Being exposed in full view of the crowd, yet you know nothing about it. 37 was acting on impulse, yet she opened Pandora's box. She leisurely reveals your fate. That carefree behavior makes no difference to picking up a shell on a beach. How could I not pity you?
The man waves his hand and walks away. The air is still, only the sound of waves comes from afar.
Miss Vertin,
That's fascinating. The leader stands in the dark.
37's proof has passed the review. Your friend will now be exempt from the
Yippee!
punishment for
Thank God.
violating the rules. However, she has to take some catch-up lessons on the script.
Catch-up lessons? Oh, Sonetto. Oh, she'll be
Please,
fine. It's
meet me at the
Sonetto.
hall tomorrow at noon. I would have
I'm
words
sure she'll
with
be
you.
fine. The system that they have for the soul numbers is kind of fascinating. Do you think there's like it reminds me it reminds me of, you know, those like posts, those like really old like Instagram posts that are like, find out your like fantasy name using like the first letter of your name and like your birthday or whatever. I don't know why, but it just reminded me of those old posts. Oh my goodness. My childhood. Chain of Peace. He declares that the old standoff must end. Ooh. But yes, I did survive the math debate. It was quite fun. In this life, there are 3 kinds of men, just as there are 3 sorts of people who come to the Olympic Games. Okay, thanks. Early Greek philosophy. I can't read that fast, my bad. Angel- oh yeah, angel numbers.
Before this negotiation begins, I wish to tell an allegory to the 2 of you.
Ooh.
A group of people were imprisoned in a cave. Behind them, there was a fire. Before them was a tall, solid wall. Their legs and necks were chained and fixed, so they were constrained to look nowhere but to gaze at the wall in front of them. When they dropped their eyes, they saw their own body. When they looked up, the flickering light of the fire fell over them, and they only saw the shadows of what was passing behind them. No one had lived one day outside the cave. The shadows cast on the wall all there was to be perceived as reality. They had no knowledge of the real world. One day, one of them escaped from the cave, walked into the light, and saw the true world with his own eyes for the first time. Everything he saw or felt in the cave was nothing more than a mere shadow of the object's true form. Our world is a poor one, Miss Vertin. The phenomenal world is the cave in this allegory, where we are surrounded by shadows or some humble fractions of the truth. It is ugly, frivolous, filthy, perishable, subject to decay, and filled with hollow desires and meaningless struggles. Only the wise can walk out of that cave and see the world as it truly is. In that eternal, transcendent world, everything is in its most perfect form. I pray that you, Miss Vertin, the representative of St. Pavlov Foundation, and you, Miss Arcana, the counterpart of Manus Vindictae, pay heed to my words.
Arcana?
Everything you've been fighting each other for means no more than some fragments of phenomena to us.
Oh my god, is she in the room with
There's
us?
only one thing worth doing. That is, to seek higher wisdom, develop one's virtue,
let me
and
see
achieve
her.
greatness in life. We have never set foot on the soil dampened by the storm, nor have we ever been involved in the disputes brought by the torrents of time. I beg you, do not take your conflict in the phenomenal world into the realm of truth.
That's
For
fair.
certain.
Hello.
It
Hello.
was never my intention to sully the sanctuary of truth.
Then, to prevent a situation like this from happening again, I would like to ask you two to carve your names on these 2 stone bangles and drip a drop of your blood
oath.
on each of them. Once the bracelet is put on, no one will be able to remove it. From now on, as long as you're on this island, none of your people will draw blood from one another, or the bangle shall draw all the blood from you. The peace agreement is so decided.
Arcana stretches out her hand and gently takes a bangle.
I appreciate that. I'll sign it.
I mean, this is fair. The leader gives a slight nod. I mean, like, Soneto almost straight up attacked her, so... And who knows what the Manus are gonna do. Is it just Arcana? Or is it like, a lot? I mean, there were Manus on the, earlier. But there was just, like,
Peace
2 of them.
agreement.
I'm sure there's more. There's more people. She's still here from the beginning to the end.
Lady Vertin, we meet again.
Lord.
I wish the
gorgeous.
best to thy friend.
Ah, she's so pretty. And for what?
She's doing well, thanks to you.
You're most welcome. Thou shalt quench, for times hath changed. I would not wish to shed even a drop of Arcanist's blood in vain.
Okay, bars.
But Schneider should be the victim of a merciless bullet?
Oh, God, don't do this to me. Don't speak to me.
Pardon my pitiful
Don't
child.
speak to me. Oh my God.
Did you forget? That merciless bullet cameth from a gun never belonging to me.
What's Manus Vindictae's purpose to be
I
here?
can't. Don't bring this up to
Hearken
me.
the archaic wisdom. Just as thou doest.
The stone bangle is hot, almost scalding.
I am not surprised. I adore
Hello.
thy visage,
Hello.
Lady
Oh my
Vertin,
God.
Emotionless in the storm.
Oh my
Alas.
God. Don't
No
speak to
man
me.
shall
Don't look at
bravest
me.
the storm and live,
I'm normal.
including thee.
Her words sound as harsh as a winter gale. An emotion suddenly comes. It's raging like a bushfire, but soon gets tamed down.
A wooden box in the Elitiao's base has my name on it. Was that your doing?
She's so pretty. I hate this.
Sadly, it wasn't.
Unfair.
I hope thee findeth the answer satisfactory.
So unfair. There's a reason people like the villains. The figure of Arcana disappears in the night. The stone bangle at the wrist suddenly becomes subtly heated.
It's burning.
Something is slithering in the woods nearby. Manus?
Miss Arcana?
Oh my god.
Miss Arcana! Please! Don't go! Save us!
Oh, hello. What's happening?
Oh.
Art? Two weary figures run past Verdun. What is happening? They're chasing after their leader desperately as if they are running away from some horrific monsters. Following them, a petite figure rushes out of the woods.
No! Come back! Come
of course.
back! You ignorant foreigners! I just started introducing vectors and matrices, and that's the most interesting part!
She's yapping. She's yapping too hard.
Great.
Oh my god, I love her.
You show up at the right time and right place.
Yeah, I see so much
Stop the mass people! Whatever it takes!
Arcana Druvis fan art. It's awesome. It's great. I love it. If I ever do what do you call it? What happened to my team? What was I saying? If I ever do reverse fan art, it may or may not be Arcana Druvis. I can't help it. I can't help it.
Join with us, comrades.
Oh wait, I could have put Lapera there. That's fine.
I will need to reshoot. Sharp fangs.
That's so funny. I love 37.
The audience will love it.
She... If I speak.
Take it easy.
Autism.
Cheer up. Cheer up.
I love her. She's so cute.
It's a top one drop.
I wish I had her,
Ready.
honestly.
Thunder to me.
Not like I know how to use her, but
This is our
in those
big
those random levels, she seems fun to play.
Don't worry.
I don't really know how to use Eureka though. I mean, I guess like
Need to reshoot.
as far as I can tell, it's pretty similar to just using Moxie, but without the ult. I'm not sure, because I think the only Eureka dependent character that I have is on my ult, and that's Windsong. And that's it. But Windsong's pretty fun, but I still don't really know what I'm doing whenever I have
We
to.
share the same
Whenever
beat.
I'm using her
We share the same
Eureka
beat.
stuff.
I will remember your sacrifice.
Yeah, whatever.
Break to life. We're ready for the brighter future for everyone.
Yeah, in terms of fan art, I see a lot of Arcana Druvis, but I think that's just because my algorithm is very much tailored to me. As well as Arcana Erd. I don't know who Erd is. I know Verdun mentioned her, but I have no freaking clue what's going on. Jesus Christ. But, it's that and Isakania. I don't know what's happening with Isakania. I have to use a lot of her cards when ulting. I mean, it's not impossible. Why are these all? Jesus Christ. Give me attacking. Okay. But I see a lot of Isakania, but I think that's just because there's a Korean artist that I follow that draws a lot of Isakania. No clue what's going on there, but I'm here for it. I saw when I was oh my god, I was going through what is it called? The like chapters on my alt to figure out how long I will be streaming for. Like
Think about
the
after
yeah, I saw that they're in chapter 6, but like they're also the name of chapter 6 it's not gonna show is the same name as this, the Eluvacan Estelle. Is there a reason for that? Is the event different from the chapter? I don't know. Convergent birds. The clamor has ceased. They settle on the treetops, enjoying a moment's rest. But I've seen a lot of Yuri. I think they're cute.
Congratulations, Miss Sonetto. You are the fastest learner of our doctrine among all the visitors in the past half-century.
See, she'd be fine.
On behalf of all orators, I award you this laurel
Of course, Sonetto would be fine. Taking lessons and stuff.
No.
Oh, she's so cute! Wait!
Without your guidance.
Aw.
Those
Little Laurel is so
mathematics
cute.
statements are really inspiring. I've learned a lot. But there's still something confusing me. Such
Unlock
as
character stories for
Pythagoras and his
Isolde and
golden
Marcus.
thigh,
Ooh,
his memory
I've
of
heard
the
of
previous
Marcus.
lifetimes as the son of Hermes, and the transmigration for every 216 years. Could you please tell me more about these?
Oh my god, you nerd. I love you. The door is violently kicked open. Two outsiders, heads dropping to their chests, are dragged into the Hall of Truth.
Why would people fail to see the charm of the matrices? This is not right. I need to spend more time on teaching.
Anyone! Save us!
Thus my journey of art is doomed to fail.
Me in math class, honestly.
I really don't want to study maths anymore. Help.
So true. Nobody cares what they are yelling. As 37 continues to grumble to herself, the two men are dragged into a different room.
Timekeeper, you are here.
I heard that you completed all the lessons on the scripture. This laurel wreath suits you well.
It does. She's so cute. Yet Sonetto keeps her head low.
Timekeeper, I'm sorry. At the assembly, I failed to understand the Arcanist's logic. It was totally different to the debates I have participated in. But now I have...
That was not your fault, Sonetto. It is now behind us. I need to tell you something more important. I've signed a peace agreement with Arcana, and the price of breaking it is... death.
What?
Well, I mean, it's just Verdun. Well, I mean, I guess the part of the agreement
so
was
Manus Vindictae is
all
also
of
restrained
Manus
by the
and
stone Bangle like we are.
the Foundation. The chief assistant ponders aloud, having already removed her laurel crown. No, put it back on. You're so cute.
Yes. She put it on without hesitation. But I don't think her purpose would be as simple as hearkening the ancient wisdom.
Unlike other stones in the Foundation's collections, this one has... Okay, it lagged and it disappeared. Before it activated... Come on, hold on. Jesus, slow down. Unlike other stones in the Foundation...
From the Bangle.
Please. Okay. Unlike other stones in the Foundation collection, this one has no signs of arcane skill on it. Before it is activated, it looks harmless, rough, moderately weighed, and no different from other ordinary stones.
Perhaps
Why are we
this island
skipping?
makes its own
I'm trying to read
judgment
here.
on what to be classified as hostility. Like it has a mind of its own. Sonetto, do not report this to the headquarters before we figure out how the Bangle works. After all, there are many other things to investigate on this island, other than Manus Vindictae.
Oh yeah, are they still talking
I
to the
see.
Foundation?
I will contact Miss
with,
Juvis and Miss Moiselle first and keep an eye on Arcana.
This radio.
Timekeeper, this island, the Manus's mask, and your suitcase are all immune to the storm. Does this mean we could collect more asymmetrical nuclide R samples?
I tried to collect some samples last night in the outer region of the island. But the detecting device showed nothing. If we were to find out more, we have to go to the center area.
What are you conspiring now? Do not poke the fire with swords, and do not jump over a crossbar. The assembly will not be held every time when there's a crime. Please take heed of my warning, and do not overstep the line. Learn a lesson from them,
Behind Sophia, two gray-coated figures appear. One disheveled, the other covered in soot, as if they have just survived an explosion. I mean, they did.
Lilia, didn't you say you have Regulus with you safely?
Apologies, Vertin. I was going to rescue Sonetto through a very creative underground tunnel. But things didn't quite go as planned.
Regulus shimmies in a dance-like step, trying to shake off the dust. That's a fun
Not
picture.
a bad innovation for a simple clap on the
imagine.
forehead. If only you didn't miscalculate the location of the explosion.
Oh, she was like actually trying to
This
blow it up.
apple is
Oh my god.
grateful that it didn't get blasted into a puddle of apple jam.
Warning. Shell cleaning required. Warning.
I don't know why, but when I was in that cave, ideas kept flooding into my head. Though, judging by the outcome, they weren't all good ideas.
Sophia puts her head on her forehead, looking extremely fatigued.
On a routine patrol, I found them trying to break into the cave. I'm not surprised that an irrational number would try to trespass on forbidden grounds. But you two? The integer and the fraction? What were you doing with her? This is a serious crime.
Life has suddenly become a lot more difficult.
Do we have to go through this debate again?
It's okay, Timekeeper. I will defend Regulus. I've thoroughly studied the scripture, and this time I'm sure I can do better.
Forget it.
Sophia mutters to herself. Poor girl.
Forget it.
Gotta deal with a
It is
bunch
unwise
of
to waste time trying
criminals,
to understand
basically.
an irrational number's motive. Besides, we should let the reckless take care of the least important matters.
She gives him a smirky smile. Oh my god,
That's
she's
it.
so cute.
Regulus, you will come with me to clean the beach.
Huh? Me? Again?
Better than getting thrown
Since
in the
you have too many
ocean.
floating points,
Or
words of
drinking poison
discipline would
wine.
not work on you. We would have suggested you study with the rest of the
Sophia
students
does have a
here.
nice design.
Abstain
She's so
from
cute.
eating meat, bathe in cold water, rise with the Apollo star, study our
Abstain from eating
doctrine,
meat. Oh,
read the
Regulus is
scripture
dead.
aloud on the beach,
That girl is screwed.
so as to remove your floating points and purify your soul.
What? I won't do any of that.
But taking your peculiar character into consideration, I decided that some compulsory labor would be the better option.
Her smug smile was so cute. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's the best news of the day. I'd rather clean up the rubbish on the beach than be surrounded by people giving sermons all the time. At least the rubbish doesn't talk gibberish. I'd be dead if you didn't change your mind.
She's so real.
Regulus, studying the scripture is not that scary. They will teach you and guide you until you take full command.
Sonetto, you're built
Just
different.
like taking lessons at school.
Hex no. Hex
Is that
no.
what schools are like?
Haven't you been to a school, Regulus?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Ha! A great pirate would not remember trivial matters as such.
I'm sure she went to school.
So, where were we? Which part of the beach needs to be
At least
taken care
to
of
some
by
degree.
The great captain?
My laboratory.
Whoa! Where did you pop up from?
37 blinks her eyes emotionlessly and entirely ignores Regulus's complaint.
37. Aren't you supposed to preach to the visitors?
I've seen their numbers. A group of negative repeating infinite decimals. They will achieve nothing but to repeatedly step in the river of mistakes. I gave up on them.
Good for you.
Fine.
Good for you.
Those of you who are complicit in breaking into the cave will also be sent to labor. Sonetto and Lilia will come with me to patrol. Regulus, you can go clean the lab. As for Vertin, you will assist 37 with her study of the emanation. Don't waste more time on the trivial matters of the phenomenal world, integers. That was the sole reason you were on this island, was it not?
Sophia turns around and leaves. She stops a few steps away from them, silently urging the patrol team to move.
Don't let down your guard. The Arcanists on this island are not as easy to deal with as you imagined. Down in the cave, I heard some pretty alluring and intriguing anecdotes.
Miss Lilia, this way. You will cover this area.
Stay on the radio.
The Flying Witch waves her hand and departs for her new job, determinedly. Determinedly? Sonetto hesitates for a brief moment and quickly goes after her.
Don't worry, Timekeeper. Lilia and I will keep an eye on Manus Vindictae.
We are counting on you, Sonetto. I have a feeling we are coming closer to a big secret.
Yeah, I want to know why the Manus are on here. How'd they get over here? The masked heads want to escape from the classroom of truth again. Stop them. That's so funny. That is so me in a math class. I want to leave. I want out so badly.
I said, get moving.
Oh, I could put Lepera. Keep saying that. Whatever. What is this lag? What is happening?
Keep up the pace.
Focus.
I assume. Well, actually, I don't really know. In the trailer, that like cave with a bunch of computers. Well, it was on like I don't think it was a multiple computers. I think it was like that one. The really big old computers. Those things are like terrifying to me. I don't know what it is. I think my dad has talked about using those old computers that are like huge. Like the code and like the printing comes out like the little like punch out card things, whatever. I'm just like, God, I don't think I could even begin to try and understand how those work or how to read it. Professor X, oh my God.
From the top.
Like I was talking to him about what do you call it? How like old computers had like no RAM or like no how much was it? I can't remember. Like millibytes.
Let's go.
Millibytes? What the heck am I talking about? Megabytes of RAM for like those super old computers, and I'm just like, I could never. I have to allocate 16 gig to freaking Minecraft, so that it's not trying to blow up my computer. Like, how did they live? How are we doing all that? Sound the alarm. Ultimately, there is always more than one weather forecaster. Is a storm coming? Ooh. Computer so bad I got 16 millibytes. Can you imagine? I don't even know how much. Like what can that do? On like a modern.
What am I looking at?
A modern laptop or computer or any kind of device. Like what can you do with millibytes?
So your so-called sacred project is this gigantic IDM
One chunk of
computer?
Minecraft on like 20 FPS. God. Save me. Regulus inspects the computer like an expert.
I was curious about them during my stay in Laplace, Those later versions of the model are so much better than the 66 ones. But this one doesn't seem that far advanced to those. This is not a junk piece the man has sold you.
Minecraft World would be fun. But I only play modded.
Items in the phenomenal world are all a waste.
I haven't touched vanilla in like a couple of years.
This one
And
is
I am
long
going
broken.
to continue that.
After the
But like, I'm like the type that plays
we
like
couldn't find
300
anyone
mods
to
at a
repair it.
time. So, don't look at me.
Why do you keep referring to the storm as the emanation? What does the emanation mean? It is the waves of Numa.
I still don't know what Numa is.
We are the expellees of the world of forms. We were banished to this damp and dark cave. Everyone here is obsessed with the fake light on the wall, but forgets to look for the truth. Numa, however, will lead us to escape the cave and return to a more supreme realm.
Eh? You make it sound like we're living in piles of rubbish.
Aren't we?
Of course not. If you ask me, I'd say you have absolutely no idea how wonderful the outside world is, because you have never left here to try it yourself. Dr. Pepper, the music festivals, Rory Storm, the Hollies, and the Rolling Stones. Oh, there are too many to count.
That's fair.
If it weren't for this sick storm, I would still be riding a motorcycle in one of those races in London.
Your soul must be pretty contaminated.
Contaminated? Oh my god.
And the computer, they can calculate extremely large numbers within seconds, better than hundreds of thousands of you combined together.
In the case of numbers, it's not the bigger the better. Also, this computer has never played a useful part in our study.
What is it for?
Come on, mate. You people just leave it in a cave. It's like sending an infant to the kitchen and waiting for it to bring you dinner.
Regulus is
Never
comedy
mind,
genius.
You'll see what I mean after I fix it.
Regulus mutters as she gets down on the ground and crawls closer to the computer.
Can you fix an IDM, Regulus?
What's an IDM?
No, but I've seen the Laplace people do it. Shouldn't be too difficult, I assume. Oh, the dust! When was the last time you sent people down here to clean? Oh, some critters are nesting here. Oh, did I break into your party? Bertin, come give me a hand. They won't let me touch them.
Regulus is like such an incredible mood. Every time she complains about something, it's not even like, it's not even annoying. I'm just like, yeah, I get it. I would also complain. She is so real.
Keep up the pace.
Spirit animal. I love these critters. They're so stupid. They remind me of I don't know. I don't know if anyone's watched Suzume. I think it was Suzume. Yeah, the little critters in Suzume. Let me check. I don't know what they were called. I mean, like, no, it wasn't Suzume. It was something else. What am I thinking of? Is it Boy and the Heron? I think it might have been Boy and the Heron, actually. Those, like, little critter things. Like, Ghibli Studios, or Ghibli movies, are pretty good at making, like, the perfect little guy designs, and I love it. Boy and the Heron. Critters. I'll call them critters. The Wada Wada! Oh my god, the little blob guys! Oh my goodness. These cute little things. Hold on. Let me get this on the screen. Oh, well, this show. God. I hate webpage images. So God help me. Oh my god, it's not gonna show. Please. Don't piss me off. Why are these all AVIFs? Jesus. struggling. Okay, it's fine. You guys can look it up. But the Wada Wada from Boy and the Heron, that's what the critters remind me of sometimes. And then also the ones from Spirited Away. I don't remember what those are called. I have not in fact watched Spirited Away actually, which is diabolical. I haven't watched a lot of Ghibli movies, to be honest. Cause I think, I don't know why. Cause I think I feel like they're just kind of like, they're not hard to get access to, I don't think. Hold on, let's see. We're gonna watch Spirited Away. I don't have access to any of these. Okay, that's cool. Well, it's on streaming at the very least, so I can watch it. Maybe.
Yes, this is perfect.
Yeah, what have I watched?
From the top.
I watched Suzume and Boy and the Heron in theaters with my friends, and then I think I watched
we're ready for the finale.
We share the same.
Oh my god, what are they called? Iron Giant is not a Ghibli movie. Is it? No, it's not. What the heck did I watch? Castle in the Sky is what I watched. That was my first Ghibli film. Castle in the Sky, which I feel like is a weird first Ghibli. But I had fun. I thought it was so pretty. Green numbers appear on the screen. After getting rid of the parasitic pest, the dusty behemoth begins to miraculously return to life.
You fixed it.
Wow.
It's great to have you clean the laboratory, Regulus. Your floating
So I watched
point
3
immediately
Ghibli movies,
reduced.
which is a little embarrassing.
Oh, is that a compliment? Sounds like one to me. Thank you.
It's a wordplay, Captain. Infinity minus any numbers still equals to infinity.
Oh, fine. I should have given up the idea of changing your eccentric sorting system a long time ago. What's the meaning of humans inventing computers if these machines were only left here for some critters to nest in?
Thanks to you, now we can have a look at the previous models, Regulus. But it's a pity since it only has the data before 2003. Everything in the past 4 years has gone missing.
Oh. 37 fingers are dancing over the keyboard. She seems surprisingly familiar with operating this computer.
This is our chronology, Vertin. From 1999 to 2007, the emanation has taken place 7 times. In the initial 4 years, the emanation has a pattern. First, it brought us back to the 90s, then the 80s, and then the 70s. After that, it suddenly leaped to the 30s. In the subsequent 3 years, it took place twice. Every record here can perfectly match what is in the Foundation's files. Wait, these are the records before 2003, you say? But this one refers to the storm in 1966, which happened recently. These are indeed the records before 2003. What's following the records is our forecast.
That's to say, you prophesied the 1966 storm 4 years prior to its occurrence. How is this possible? That you are clever enough to develop such a precise mathematical model, while at the same time you just let the IDM become the home of these critters.
We just worked out the patterns in the number sequences. You made such precise prediction even without leaving the island. That's incredible.
37 lips
You don't
curl
need to go
unhappily.
into a river to find out the pattern of its flow. Moreover,
You make it sound
we
easy.
would send people to observe in the phenomenal world. My mother was one of them. She is the co-author of this model. Nobody knows this computer better than her.
So where is she?
So you have a mother too?
2? 37. Where is your mother now? Like many people, she was restored to her true form. Since then, I took over this laboratory. The form, you said? 37? What is it? What kind of question is this?
I feel like it's that's a dark answer. She tilts her head, looking genuinely confused.
The form, or the essence, is what's left of you after all the fakeness has been peeled off.
Like, that's kind of scary, the way she describes it. Freebies. The empty ship. It is a return as scheduled, yet empty-handed. We're on the beach.
Now we are listening to the New Year collection.
Oh, okay.
The world-famous painting Mona Lisa was found and returned to Musée du Louvre in the afternoon of December 13th. The U.S. Congress passed the Federal Reserve Act on December 23rd, formally establishing the Federal Reserve System. The conflict between Austria-Hungary and Serbia has escalated. Bulgaria challenged the Bucharest Peace Treaty. Tension is building up over the Balkan Peninsula. In London, futurists gathered under Big Ben, celebrating the upcoming
So Miss Radio is like
1914.
broadcasting...
News of the outside world?
Broadcasting from the future? Or from a different time, basically. I feel like. I don't know if it's the future.
What about on your side?
God damn.
Well, I am with Sophia. Arcana's still in the hall. She hasn't taken any action so far. Got it. Please keep an eye on the Manus followers. Be mindful of the restrictions set by the Bangle.
Who are you talking to?
Sonetto immediately hides Miss Radio behind her.
Just checking up on Lilia.
You are not slick.
Please stay vigilant during the patrol. This is the last place we need to check.
On the white soft beach, there are several geometrical bodies in different shapes. Some have sunk deep in the sand, while others are still standing unyieldingly. Just like a minimalist art exhibition.
We must.
This is
keep
giving
this graveyard
Fantasian
clean. Our
vibes.
dead deserve to be
I don't know
left
if
in
anyone's
peace
played that
and
game.
undisturbed by the phenomenal world.
But peak. I haven't finished it, but it's peak. Sophia gets down on one knee before a cone-shaped body, dusting it meticulously.
Miss Sophia, you said this is the graveyard?
Like the Lego graveyard? Her hand quivers a little.
Yes, the geometry graveyard it is called.
That one beach where like Lego
4 years
pieces
ago,
wash up.
My father was restored to a geometric body on his way back to the island.
Huh?
So was 37's mother, who was also on that ship.
That's what that means? Wait, that's scary. So they're just like there? Unmoving? That's it? That's scary.
Why are you crying, Sophia?
Is that a young 37?
I was wrong.
And a young Sophia?
We calculated it wrong, 37. We miscalculated the impacted area of the emanation. We thought the ships would be safe in the Gorgon current, but the safe area is in fact 5 degrees away. When the emanation happened, the bow of their ship had just entered the safe area. But it was too late. My dad is gone. So is your mom.
I know.
Oh.
But why are you crying?
Autism.
My mom and your dad have come back to us, right?
Autism.
Have come back? Do you call this coming back? Like this? In the form of geometric bodies? Cold and silent? Being pushed to the shore?
37 frowns, looking confused, but then the corners of her lips turn up. As usual, she works out the answer within seconds. Swift and
No.
precise.
They have gone somewhere further. Look at them. These geometric bodies. How pure and how elegant. I've never seen such perfect geometric bodies before. If they are not from the eternal and transcendental world of forms, how should we explain this?
37?
I'm going to study the emanation, Sophia. This is the best chance ever. The transcendental world finally opens its door to us. We will reach our hands to the forms and explore the oldest and eternal laws. Will you help me, Sophia?
Why is her accent
Next
and
time.
pronunciation different?
Next time I will definitely make a better calculation. I promise.
Whatever. Waves lap against the beach. In the fine sand, the geometrical shapes are bathed unyieldingly in the moonlight. Despite the endless tides, they maintain their form, never eroded nor washed away by time. An eternal monument. Sophia lowers her head as if she is trying to cut herself out of a miserable memory.
Thank you for assisting 37 with her research, Sonetto.
No, I didn't do anything. Timekeeper knows the storm better.
You have helped us greatly by just coming onto this island. For all this time, 37 has been locked up in the laboratory, refusing to talk to anyone, nor participate in any group study. Since the two-day emanation in 1929. It is you who helped her revive her interest in other affairs in Apiron.
These are Timekeeper's contributions. I barely did anything.
Sophia smiles bitterly and looks away.
I can't help 37. Because I don't see the charm of numbers. I lack the perception
Both of the
that an
serious
integer
girls
should
talking
have.
about their quirky girlfriends. Real.
That's why
I was
can't
gonna
see
say,
my own
like,
number.
the parallels.
The numbers... charm? Sorry, I have never thought about this. For me, Arcanum is my inborn mission. If you ask me, you are an unbelievably excellent Arcanist. You can flatten the ground, clean up the beach, and rectify errors. You did it in an efficient and precise manner, which is already an advanced ritual.
Any students who have sworn to knowledge can do this easily. They aren't doing my job because they wish not to waste time on these trivial fragments of the phenomenal world. Because they have seen the truth.
The phenomenal world is never complete. Like you can never draw a perfect circle there. No matter how much time you spend on it or how sophisticated your device is, it is impossible to draw a perfect circle in the phenomenal world. Arrows always exist. The floating points after the decimal can
This
be
music
reduced,
is cool.
but not destroyed. The perfect circle only exists in the abstract transcendental world.
I'm getting close to drawing a
Of
perfect
course.
circle.
Anyone in the world can find out the value
But
of
it's only 'cause
pi
I
through
drew
the
it
most
small.
primitive method. Egyptians,
It's harder to draw like a
Greeks,
larger
Chinese,
circle
and Babylonians.
on like an
They have all
A4 paper or
tried.
something.
They made circles with twine, painted on the ground with twigs, or measured the land with cubit rods.
but none of them actually drew a perfect circle. However different their practices were, they found out the sole truth, the approximate value of pi.
Yeah, this music is so chill.
Because the essence of the circle is hiding in the imperfect manifestation of it. This is the truth. It is eternal, unchanged, pure, and transcendent. Anyone can reach out to it at any time, in any place, by any means, and everyone will get the same answer from it. The forms transcend all matters.
Her gaze is firm but distant.
The world of matters we live in is being flooded and destroyed by the tides of Numa. When the tides recede, what is left on the beach is the essence.
This doesn't sound right. Let me think. How come your theory reminds me of the Manus Doctrine?
Oh.
37. We see the storm very differently. Among all the other things, we saw it first of all as a disaster.
But earthquakes, floods, volcanic eruptions, these are also disasters. These catastrophic events happen not because they have a reason to destroy. They just happen in this world, like we do. This is what my mother taught me. She must be proud that she's a perfect geometric body now.
I'm sorry for mentioning your mother.
37 frowns.
Why do you apologize, Furton? Are you feeling guilty? This is a very unusual feeling for a number like you.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
Why did you say my number is 0?
So when Regulus is saying that the 37's description is like the Manus Doctrine, because I remember that the Manus, or my interpretation of like the Manus's goals, not goals, what is the word? Motive, is almost like a return to form kind of thing. I mean, that's almost exactly what 37 was describing. But also, like, the Manus are confusing. At least right now for me, they confuse me. Outside the cave, caves cannot shield all rain, nor can paper manuscripts. But I think part of the reason that the Manus's motives to me are so confusing is because they talk very flowery, and they're also very intentionally mysterious.
The numbers of everything and every being would just emerge in front of me.
Not surprising.
I see it, and I speak it out loud. That's
yeah,
it.
like a cleansing of the world.
210 told me numbers imply our fate.
37 frowns more deeply.
Don't believe him, Verton. Numbers are just numbers. I know nothing about fate. Fine. I don't think I like 210. And the feeling goes both ways for us. Because I once said he is a poor number. 210 equals 2 times 3 times 5 times 7. He is the product of all prime numbers between 1 and 10.
Speak your truth.
Looks like he has it all, but he doesn't have any real forte. He likes to sugarcoat himself with metaphors.
Wow, this shade is crazy.
Those with a flawed essence would adore the trickery of words.
This is indeed an extreme comment.
And 6 is no better. Every leader of a Piron has been a 6. 6 is the perfect number since it equals the sum of all its proper divisors. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. But this number has been overrated.
This girl is just throwing shade everywhere. Okay, go off, I guess.
What about your number? What does 37 mean?
I don't know.
Huh. She purses her lips.
I am 37. I've known it since I was born. So does everyone else. People told me what it means, but I have never tried to prove their theory. I know very little of fate, so I always think, even if I find out their essences, does it mean I have known them better?
"37 once tried to tell me my number.
Sophia takes a deep breath. I want to know her number.
She wrote it down and put it into a bottle, but I couldn't get up the courage to open it. I didn't want to know. I once made a horrible mistake. An unforgivable miscalculation. It makes me worried that I may also be a mistake. So I threw the bottle into the sea.
That damn bottle's gonna come back. Oh my goodness. Oh, she's so pretty.
This is how 37 is different from us. We are all prisoners of that cave. Only the wise one can find her way out of the cave and return to rescue the rest of us. I'm the ignorant prisoner who sits, and she's the wise one who returns. I will be crushed into dust by the truth, while she will be the star shining above it.
Yes, she had heard the fable, but never quite like this version. The red-headed girl lets out a sigh, raises her gaze out above the sea at the twinkling night sky.
The truth is
my God,
like the
this is
stars in the
gorgeous.
night sky. Beautiful, but cold. It has been there long before my existence, and will stay that way long after I'm gone. It sheds no tears for the weak, nor laments the tragic fate. It's forever bright, and always moving forward. The person who avoids the truth is not qualified to study it. I'm sorry. My interpretation has been emotional.
No. I think I kind of know how you feel, Miss Sophia. However unworthy you think you are, there must be something we can do. Maybe we can't reach the core of the truth, but we can clean up the path to it for the future explorers. This is our fate.
Interesting insight. I have come to understand why 37 likes you so much.
Oh.
Let us go back to work then. Start from dusting the tombstones.
Alright, I've had enough of these Sol Numa related idle topics. I want to have a look at your model. Wow, seriously? How did you get this far?
Regulus eagerly pokes her head over, but 37 is faster. She switched off the computer.
This model has been proven wrong. For 4 whole years we had been optimizing
Oh my god, yeah, the
it.
parallels are low-key driving me insane.
In 1929 only lasted for 2 days, which means our calculation was entirely a failure. That model is just like this computer. It's a piece of junk. And this is all I can present to you.
37 drops her head, looking sad.
No, it's not junk. I think I know why your model didn't work.
What?
Manus Vindictae has changed history. They accelerated history, forcing historical events to happen earlier than they were supposed to. Thus, the storm in 1929 occurred sooner than it should.
No way! controlling the emanation, changing the history of the outside world.
I mean, they did.
Numa is eternal and transcendental.
They kind of
It
did.
won't obey any orders given from the phenomenal world.
That's what they were doing
Neither will it change its patterns because
in
of some
Chicago.
fragments.
I'm telling the truth, 37. I've been there, in the storm of 1929. Your model was not wrong. You just missed some key information. You've never been to the place where the storm falls, and thus know nothing about the symptoms of the storm syndrome and the true purposes of Manus Vindictae.
No! That's impossible! Even if there are means to control the emanation, it wouldn't be like this. If this is true, does it mean the phenomenal world, this insignificant phenomenal world, is more transcendental? Mother's model was defeated by this?
She holds herself with a pale face, as if making a tough decision. Eventually, she speaks up again with great difficulty.
Vertin, could you give us proof? The proof that Manus Vindictae accelerated history and triggered the emanation.
I swear I wasn't lying.
No, not like this. To prove it in front of Epiron. Go to our sacred place, to the Hall of Truth, in the depths of the cave. There, everyone can see the essence of the world. I beg you, give them your proof, just like how we submit the proof of our soul number.
Time to meet Math God. Oh boy.
Come here.
Hush. Hush. Away from me.
Oh, but then. Hang on. See that? Oh, it's in. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyone.
Okay. This one's about Sophia. Okay. This dialogue? Or that, oops. I don't know. Something about the ones that are that like dialogue ones. I don't like. I prefer reading reading those longer pieces of dialogue with nobody speaking in my ear. I'll look back at it. The upstream boat. Refuse quick fixes, door-to-door sales, flip to the answer pages, and the porch that can be reached in only one step. Those are the only things that I skip. The ones that have like dialogue in it. Because, I don't know why. But it bothers me.
Just a second. Isn't this still the dungeon? Are you setting us up?
All caves are interconnected. This is the way to our sacred place.
37, wait. I remember Sophia once told us that trespassing on the sacred place is a serious crime.
No worries. The restrictions were to help us not be distracted by the unimportant details in life. It would not stop us from seeking the truth.
Oh, excellent. I will tell it to the Abraxas when it shows up.
Regulus suddenly stops.
Hey, 37. Are you sure this is the right way? My heart just sank as if I took a bite of those overnight potato chips.
Are you scared?
Oh, you wish. But when I was exploring underground with Lilia earlier, we ran into some fog like this one. Oh, it doesn't bring you any wanted guess, mind you.
Maybe you were their target because you are an irrational number.
Oh, is that so? You integers will be fine then. Good luck. Don't beg this pirate for help later.
Hold there. Something is coming out.
Several strange figures emerge in the fog, staggering over.
Huh? Rooster, a head with two snakes as its feet. Abraxas. That's weird. Why are they here?
They're coming for us.
Ha! What did I say? Don't beg.
Regulus, prepare for battle.
Okay, I know. I was just teasing her.
Regulus whistles and charges towards the enemies with excitement. Whoa, hey. An extreme pain comes from the wrist. Manus? It's the stone bangle which is radiating burning heat.
The stone bangle is activated. But they're just Abraxas. Regulus, wait for their attack. Do not kill them.
What kind of request is this?
Listen to me, Regulus. That's of prime importance.
Fine. If it is of prime importance, this pirate will try her best.
There was something about heavy fog that is so terrifying. I mean, I think it's just because of Silent Hill. I'm just scared of Silent Hill. But like, heavy fog is terrifying. It's so scary.
Ah, Bangle!
It was raining last night. And so this morning, when I got up and I looked outside, it's just fog. You can't see anything. It's terrifying.
Get ready.
Keep up the beat.
It literally, the outside of in our neighborhood literally looks like Silent Hill, and I was like, absolutely not. There was no way.
Take it easy.
I guess it's that whole thing of, what is it, fear of the unknown and all that jazz. But like, I feel like fog is one of those fear of the unknown that's like especially terrifying. What is that one movie? It might have been based off a book where like the people were like trapped in a supermarket because there is like this fog that has like monsters in it that you can't see. That's scary. That's so scary. You will never catch me doing a horror movie watch along. Sorry. Never in my life am I doing that. I would not subject myself to watching a horror movie for entertainment. I simply can't.
3, 2, 1, action!
I'm a little wimp. I'm a little
3,
baby.
2, 1,
I can't help it. I don't like jump scares. Actually, no, that's not true. Jump scares I can handle better. But like the tension, the tension of like of thriller and horror.
That's it?
Absolutely
I
not.
still have 10 more songs to play.
Oops.
These are not the same kind of Abraxas as we've encountered before. Do they have different varieties?
Wait, where is Miss 37?
The answer comes from a distance.
Hey! Come on, keep up! Did she just take off like that while we fought?
Good for her.
Sneaky little. We should leave too, Vertin.
Wait a second,
I
Regulus.
don't remember the ending of that movie with
Do you
the
sense anything
fog
familiar
monsters.
in the fog?
Uh-huh, you bet. This is the first guest room we were put in when we first entered
What is
the
it called?
island.
The Mist? I think
no,
so.
Captain. This apple has the same strange feeling. We saw the rise of Ceres in the same kind of fog. And before that...
The That's the same fog as in the Elitiao space.
That is to say... This fog is the cause of our illusion to see the Ceres and the Abraxas' attack.
Don't rush to conclusions. Follow 37 first. Oh, and what's that series you were talking about?
Ceres is the planet that the two of them found, right? The fog gets thicker and thicker, yet the surroundings are becoming brighter and brighter. As if there's an invisible light source hidden in the fog. That's scary.
I just
That's
picked
so
up
freaky.
a piece of paper. Like this, just bent over and reached to the ground.
Regulus bends down and reaches for a flicker of light in the darkness. When she straightens up again, there's a classic manuscript in her hand.
What book is it?
They try to escape with a car, but they're still in the fog. Father
Probably
kills the
just some
family
math
right before
problems
its
left
turn
from
the
the
army
critters'
arrives.
breakfast.
I
You
vaguely
never
remember
know.
that.
Wait.
Yeah, but that
the
movie
compound of
freaked me
alchemy.
out.
The 12 gates lead into the discovery of the Philosopher's Stone. This is that alchemy handbook given to Edward IV by George Ripley. Why is it here?
Look at this, Captain. Of the Great Stone of the Ancients by Basil Valentine. The 112
God, there's so many books
by
here.
Geber. Emerald's Tablet in Latin. Seems like there are more ancient texts about alchemy hidden inside the whole, but they are all incomplete.
Oh, so maybe I need to crack some more crossword puzzles to find out about this.
Our caves endow people with wisdom. Our secret knowledge is hidden in the silent boulder walls.
Without getting anyone's attention, 37 had gone to the other side of the cave.
The knowledge in those books is just a drop in the ocean. Follow me, Regulus.
But Regulus puts aside the manuscript and hesitates.
Vertin, you lot go ahead. Go with 37. I will meet you outside.
You want to read these books here?
The knowledge passed down through language can easily be distorted. Compared to the wisdom of a Perron, it's nothing.
No, I'm not going to stay here. I'm going back.
Oh.
Oh, all right. I might as well just admit that your cave indeed has the power to give people insights. If I follow its lead, perhaps I'll finally work out the answer about that little thing I've been carrying with me. Never thought that I'd find the answer here. Easy as picking up a shell on a beach.
37 stops and tilts her head in confusion.
What? You don't want to get closer to the truth?
Oh, of course I do. And that's precisely why I don't want to get to it so easily. I don't want it to be fed into my brain. Come
Okay,
on,
that's
it's the
fair.
ultimate truth that we're talking about.
I get it.
If someone just tells me the ending of Lord of the Flies before I enjoy the book, I will throw them into the sea as you people do.
I get her. That's so true, actually. She suddenly smiles.
I only met two people who reject the truth. So this is the mindset of irrational numbers. I see. Thank you for being my subject of observation, Regulus.
Why'd she say it like that? Why's she talking like that? 37 has walked away.
Go, Vertin. We have a long way ahead.
Be careful, Regulus.
Don't worry, I know this place well enough by now. After all, I've never been so welcomed in any other place ever. Critters, monsters, creatures with strange heads. Do you worse. This pirate is not afraid of you.
Am I crazy, or did 37's like tone shift at that? That was kind of scary. Bizarre monsters block the captain's path. More and more Brax. Ugh. Lord. Should I just use... I'll use my plant team. Should I use Lepera? It's fine. It's a story level. Whatever.
Oh, Bangle! Copy that!
Boop.
I will remember.
Get ready.
I feel like whenever I play any type of game with combat, I get so used to, like, it becomes muscle memory. Like, it's more, I guess, it's obviously more apparent when it comes to, like, what is that name of that genre? Hack and slash? Something like that. Those kinds of games. Like Wuthering Waves or Honkai Impact. It's literally muscle memory for me. And now it's getting to me here in reverse with this team. But at least with reverse, there's a little bit of that RNG that forces you to think. Are you dead yet?
This is our big.
I don't like the way these guys look. They're creepier. I feel like monster design, where like the face is like all weird and stuff. Like that thing from Stranger Things. I haven't seen Stranger Things, but everyone knows the whatchamacallit, Demogorgon or whatever. I hate that thing. I hate it. And then the one from A Quiet Place. I talk about how I don't like horror movies, but I know a lot about the horror genre for some reason. No, I don't watch the movies, but I like watching like reviews and like plot summaries that don't have the full movie in it, because then I'm gonna get scared. But if I'm just watching someone talk about it, we're chill. The Truth Seeker. Reaching out, we are so close to the answer. Hey, wait, don't I get Euphoria here? At 20? We'll find out. What's happening to my PNG tuber? It's being weird.
Apeiron, the boundless, the beginning of all things. Everything originates from it and
Ooh,
returns
pretty.
to it. Infinity has no start and no end. But nothing would come into existence if there's only infinity. Look up there, Vertin. Now they are presenting in their true forms. In their purest and newest forms.
The cave is bright as daytime, as if it's ready for a grand orchestra. 37 stretches out her hand like a proud conductor.
Our world was born from the wounds on infinity. When it's cut by finity, the patterns of the cutting are what we call mathematics. Thus, the essences of numbers exist inside all beings, and the patterns of all numbers exist in all matters. The length of a butterfly's wings and its body are in golden ratio. And the plant leaves grow on their stems in the pattern of the Fibonacci spiral.
That's true.
This is the most primitive rhythm of Arcanum, and it is also the beginning of our extraordinary study. This is the essence.
And how do I submit my proof?
Close your eyes, Vertin. Only when your eyes are closed will your mind open up. Now, stay fully concentrated and recall the question you want to verify. Only in the absolute contemplation can truth reveal itself to you.
Okay, I guess. The body is tossed up and falls into the eternal silence, yet the soul is thrilled, celebrating its hard-earned liberty. As it rises higher, it sees farther. It transcends the eternal wheel of birth and rises beyond the continuously running wheel of time. From the void to the first existence. From 1 to 2 then to 3. From points to lines then to planes.
The storm. The emanation. The storm syndrome. Where are they from? Foundation, Manus Vindictae, Aperon. What roles do they play? Why does the storm fall when history trembles? Why doesn't the storm fall into the misty land? What is the ingredient of asymmetrical nuclide R?
All the clues from the past are gathering here. Points make lines, lines make planes, and planes join the net, the huge net of mysteries.
The world is a dark underground labyrinth. But Numa can guide us to go beyond all things and reach the exit. Virgin, can you see it?
Hi. It's burning.
Oh, whoa. The stone bangle on the wrist becomes scalding again. The tranquil kingdom of the truth disappears, replaced with endless chaos.
What's going on? Is somebody fighting with a Manus now? What's happening outside the cave?
Mitten, why are you straying? The meditation goes beyond control. You will be thrown out of here. This would be a foolish mistake. For repair on this is...
Suddenly a voice comes into the mind. Like a strong wind blowing off the candle.
Alas, no man shall bravest the storm and live. Including thee.
Whoa. What the crap?
37! 37!
Where am I? Oh my god. All the heavenly images have gone. In the depths of the freezing cave, the Manus' pawns are violently knocking their heads against the walls. By their feet, 37 is lying unconsciously, yet muttering incomprehensible words. The soul stone statue is still in the cave, looking down upon them indifferently.
What happened? Were all those illusions?
Did they get kicked out of the
If it weren't for the heat
cave?
of the stone bangle that wakes me up, would I go as crazy as they did? This stone reminds me of the spinning wheel.
Luckily, the leather box is still here.
The collector of asymmetric nuclei R. If the reagent turns gold after reacting with the fog here, that means the fog contains elements that can be immune to the storm.
It's a common trope in media, right? That like, when you search for truth,
the color changed faster
or like
than I
some like
thought.
character like finds out like the truth of the
R is
world or something
hundreds
and
of
goes
times-
insane.
No, thousands of times higher than in the Manus' masks.
Regulus is right. Regulus is smart.
In other words, whoever owns this cave can produce the protective equipment of the storm in big numbers. Is that the reason why Arcana is here?
37 rolls over in her sleep.
Oh, Mother.
Oh, baby.
How's it feel?
I need to take 37 out of here.
Oh my god. Give me a break. More insane pawns are charging out from the shadows, blocking their way.
So the Abraxas were people from the manors. The fog here can affect people's minds, like those around the lake in my suitcase.
The stone bangle is incredibly heated.
Have the manors found a way to launch attacks without being punished by the bangle?
What if Arcana's just taking it?
Or don't they care about the price they will be paying anymore?
I feel like Arcana's just taking it. The danger is close, one must act now.
I hope Regulus didn't throw my words to the wind. I have to get rid of them first, and go out to join the others.
Am I fighting? Okay. I am. Okay, I guess. Why not?
I said, get moving.
4 waves. Oh, but I have everyone.
The peace agreement no longer works. Or is it safe as long as the contracting parties have no intention to fight? The conditions are not clear. A reckless attack may lead to the punishment of the Bangle. I have to be careful with the method and timing of attacking.
You told me something. Maybe I should read again. Each round, the first character to actively cast an incantation cannot act again until the start of the next round. Engage damage taken. Okay. No, that's minus 30. I thought this said plus 30. So, okay, wait. Okay, then I'll just make Villa do everything first.
Easy, need to reshoot.
It's fine. Sometimes I have to remind myself to read. Because I think, what was it? It was during the event with Noir and Liangyue. Where like you're not supposed to attack the enemy. And I did. Because I don't read.
The body is melting.
And I think I redid that entire level like twice. Because I didn't read it twice.
It turns into a seed. So this is how the Manors fight against the restrictions. They sacrifice one man to feed another.
That's scary. So what do I do? Do I have to target these or they're just there? I guess they're just there.
Need to reshoot. This is our big seed. Thunder Talisman!
Oh wait, I went... Noir went first. Oopsies. She'll be fine.
The sacrifice
oh my
fully
god.
has been absorbed by the seed. Is this some kind of ritual?
In a cave, one can see the form of everything.
37? Can you hear me?
Brother.
Oh, thank you.
Break the leg. We're up. Get ready.
Sure.
Good timing. 3, 2, 1.
I think one of the things I really like about Reverse's combat is stuff like this, with like these restrictions, so that I have to think about what I'm doing. Because it's so easy for games to just recycle a level or like a certain pattern of enemies, and then it just gets stale. That's part of the reason I stopped playing what was it, Tower of God? I got so bored of that game. Oh my god.
So the seed is the form of Manus Vindictae.
The forms transcend all matters.
Things are not as simple as I thought. I must make a plan and exercise great care.
Monster has slightly different buffs depending on which enemy gets sacrificed. Oh my god. Hello. Okay, cool. That's great. Okay, go away. These are not. I don't like these cards. I don't like these cards either, but that's fine.
Need to reshoot. Keep up the pace.
Alternatively, you can have a golden face. Oh, huh. I'm just clicking buttons. Not paying attention. That's what I get.
No need to worry.
That's cool though.
Cheer up.
Sure.
We share the same dream.
Da-da. Wait, so is it like? So once they cast, then they don't. Doesn't matter whatever. If I do this, it's just gonna piece pack. Okay, I think that's what's happening.
We share the same.
That's fine. I'll live.
Good time up. Get ready. To a brighter future for everyone.
Figuring it out.
I weave the gown with thorns. You shall repay with sacrifice of wounds.
This guy's kind of tanky. Oh my god.
The audience will love this.
I'm alive. Let's chill. Thinking.
Break a leg. We're ready for the finale. Need to recover. Get ready.
I'm locked in. My bad.
Scientific version.
3, 2, 1. Action.
I still want to know Sophia's number.
3.
I'm curious.
2, 1. Action.
Like, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how, like, 210 is talking about the... What is that called? Like, what all the numbers mean. Like, what I was talking about last stream with, like, the... What is the word for that? When, like, people's opinions on, like, blood type personalities and zodiac signs, whatever. More accurate than I thought.
It's all over.
Just like the prophecies of the woods.
This awesome. I didn't mention last time, but like the what is it called? Jervis's attack animations for her ult, or not even just her ult, but casting in her ult and stuff are so pretty. Invaders in black, that which obscures the sea, that which engulfs the clouds, comes heavily. I believe this is the last part of this chapter. I still have time, so I'll read
Finally!
the intermission chapter as well.
The manor suddenly emerged everywhere like ants. Lilia and I couldn't take them all down. I would have acted sooner if you hadn't told me not to pick fights.
Verdon kind of crazy with the stuff she does fighting monsters and pistol duels with Snyder. That's so real. Like, she doesn't really fight with Arcana, right? She's just kind of generally when it comes to fights, she's just kind of there. Then once she got a fight, she fights hard. It's crazy.
I knew those geometry psychos and the manos
She's
would
iconic
go
for
mad
that.
sooner or later. They were not that crazy when they were solving the math problems. There.
The sensor on Lilia is so funny. Why is it just her?
The cave is the key to be immune to the storm. There is a
I'm
cave
pretty
on this
sure
island
when
which has
Regulus
the same
cursed,
effect as my
it was
suitcase.
like the
That's what the man is
beeping
after.
sound.
What?
But hasn't she also put on the stone bangle? Even if she can break free from that bangle, there is no way she'd let her followers keep carrying out suicide attacks.
Yes, she would.
And if she has signed that peace agreement, how will she take the cave from a Byron?
Certain.
When Burden's back, 37 opens her eyes. Oh my gosh, she's been carrying her? Put out a finger and points it to the sky. Ooh, pretty. In the eternal and transcendental sky, several dazzling flare stars are lining up. There was an event where they censored a random word but not the curse in the same sentence. That's hilarious, actually. Only a visitor is still browsing the classic book. 6.
I'm afraid you have overstayed your welcome,
Oh,
Ms.
Arcana.
Arcana.
Of course.
I have to regrettably remind you not to overstep the boundaries, despite the great help you've given to us.
I take not thought for needless disputes. But to ask a simple question.
She gently closes the book.
The great philosophers. Ye seek the ancient wisdom, follow the sage's teaching, and pursue the noble virtues. You are separated from the world for thousands of years. And you have not gained the human's understanding, nor have you sought for it. I find pleasure in this allegory of the cave. However, hast this been unto thee? That who led us to the exile in this cave.
Is she saying that he's the one that exiled the people in the cave? Or at least metaphorically? We move in an orderly manner. Okay, thanks. Hello.
What are they? I've never seen these before.
Is this a foundation?
Why are they here? These things should not appear on this island.
Oh my god.
No! 37, no!
Oh my god. Hello? The eternal and ever-circulating current has been cut off upon the silent sea. A fleet in black is breaking the waves and sailing toward the island. Oh my god. Hello?
Sinetto. Did you bring the humans' army here?
Hello? It's just, huh? Whoa, hey. What the heck was that? What the heck was that? What? What? Huh? What the crap? I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Did I just watch 37 get freaking nuked? Is that what I just watched? What the crap? Oh my god. Oh my god. What? What? Is this... What? What is happening? What is happening? Oh my god. But I watched the 37 trailer. You know what? How would I do that now? I can do that now. And then we'll read this intermission chapter. If I can find it. Scrolling. All the way down. Well, almost. What the hell? OBS Studio is crashing out on me. Hello? Why are you telling me I'm disconnected? Reconnection. Okay. What the hell? Thank you, OBS. Thanks for all that. Let me see if this is the right trailer. I think so. Okay. Be quiet, game audio. Window capture. I think this is right. Let me check my audio.
Of everything.
Okay.
The Apiron believes everything can be translated into numbers. People are special here. And 37, among all, is the most special one. She can see the numbers that are the essence of everything.
The tangent between the Stone of Truth
Hello.
and the Sun is perfect today. I'm sure jumping up the stairs
she's so
in the
cute.
order of 1, 1, 2, 3 will bring me good luck.
The world of matter is not something of her concern. 37. What happened to you?
No captions.
Do I have something on my face?
There's no captions. Crazy.
I tripped over my hair in the forest. It's okay. They're just fragments of matters.
Seeking the truth is the only thing that matters to her.
The music is so
Anyway,
cute.
Sophia, I came up with a brilliant formula for the coastline's fractal dimension. Let me show you. Oh!
I think I forgot to brush your hair.
They're so cute.
Thank you. The next orator is 37, our smallest irregular prime, and the brightest star of Hermes.
She is the genius kissed by the god of truth. We believe in truth, while she is like truth itself. Beautiful, dazzling, but cold.
There is something about 37 that is... I don't know how to explain it. There's something about her. There is simply something about her, and I don't know what it is. I like the music. The music is so cute. And God, Sophia and 37. Pookies. They're so cute. Her, my God, her I2 art. All of the I2 arts are so pretty in this game. Never miss. You never miss. Me scrolling through the official channel. Hold on. Let me get back to the game. 5.5 is kind of an interlude to chapter 6. So just this whatever the heck happens here just not get addressed until like later. With the whole nuking and the army of people coming in. Okay, cool. Lovely meeting. With a shake of her head, the little white duck finds the gold crest. Oh, my game audio is not on. Oopsies.
Wow. So this is the library in Pertin's school. So many
Won't get
people
addressed
here.
until chapter 6. Great.
They're probably around my age.
At least I have access to it. A gorgeous sap green dress jumps into the library of SPDM. Its owner keeps talking in a sing-song tone like a chirping goldcrest.
We've also got this many shelves in the library of Sotheby's Manor. Are there any
There was
alchemy
2 events
workshops
before
and
chapter 6
potion
came out.
warehouses
Oh,
here?
I could never. The torture. The young lady stands on tiptoe, looking around this place curiously.
Where can I find Miss Buanish? Madame Z told me to come here, but she didn't give any other clues. The people here really need Mr. Teacapper, who is always nice and warm to
Maybe
them.
I'll make it a little tradition to watch
Teapot ear, then he
version
can take you
trailers
anywhere.
before I start new chapters. I think that'd be
Placing
fun.
a luck-a-day potion at the entrance would help as well. If I had made it before I came, Miss Buanish and I might have met by now.
or she will just hop up behind me. Are you looking for me?
Yes! Pookie!
Oh my word! Oops, that was too loud. Where are my manners?
Oh my god, wait, my two girls together. This is great. Sotheby straightens the wrinkles on her dress and gives out her hand like a real lady.
Oh, nice to meet you. Are you Miss Buanish?
The other girl nods haughtily. Her uniform speaks for herself. It seems to be a historic first meeting for them.
That's fantastic. How did you find me? Did you see me in the Oniromancy? Or through a crystal orb? Either way, it is the great Arcanum. I'm much greater than that. Look at you, dressed as if you'd just been to a ball. You are as eye-catching as the pigment board on a sketch. I saw you the moment I came into the library. A ball? Does the Foundation hold balls too? Non, I'm saying... Est-ce que tous les amis de Vertine parlent comme ça?
Oh my god.
Never mind. Madame Z told me you wanted to look up the materials on the mysterious school that believes in numbers here. That's right. Miss Moisson told me she will thoroughly check the documents in the Foundation archive. So I'll go through the books in the SPDM library. If we can find anything about that school, we can be of more help to Vertin and her team. I'm sorry, Miss Sotheby, but I'm afraid the situation is going to disappoint you. While you spend the last hour looking for Ticketler's ear, the kind-hearted monitor assistant already gained a valuable access to the library. But I haven't found any record regarding the mysterious school that believes in numbers yet.
Like a bolt out of the blue.
Oh, but Miss Moisson said there are so many books here that they can cover the entire back of a Stronsay beast. That's a bit exaggerated, but she's right. Nevertheless, the librarian was transferred to a more important position years ago due to the storm. Many old books are not yet sorted. Some even went missing in the chaos. The only relevant materials I could find are the stories of Pythagoras and some books on mathematical theorems. But I don't think they have anything to do with Vertin's issue.
What Matilda sees now is a pair of tear-dimmed eyes.
That means
Oh.
I can't do anything to help.
Oh no.
Please stop being emotional. It doesn't work on this professional member of the Foundation.
Oh my god, I love these two. She looks away and clears her throat like a grown-up.
Without field investigation permission, I can't take you out to collect information. But in fact, there is still another reference room only known to the most outstanding monitor assistant. Hooray!
Other students in the library cast disgruntled glances at them.
Shh, shh, shh. It's a violation to make noises in the library! Please follow me, Miss Sotheby.
They put two of my faves in a room. Life is good. Tall shelves, unfamiliar surroundings, an impossible mission. The girls walk through the shelves like fish swimming through coral.
Thank you so much, Miss Buanish. You mentioned ball. I haven't heard that word for a very long time. I remember what Mr. Carson, my butler, had taught me. He said, express your gratitude to fair ladies by holding a grand ball. I'll write to my father and ask for a brand new, unsinkable and maneuverable rock and roll park.
Rock
I'm
and
sure
roll
he will
park.
gladly say yes. Maneuverable rock and roll park? Yes. We can hold a twist ball on it when Vertin and her team are back. Please allow me to say no. The monitor assistant of SPDM will never participate in such an inelegant activity. Wait, did you just say Verten and her team? We can talk about the ball later. The kind-hearted Matilda Boanish will try her best to help you with the task. But, of course, it's only out of her sense of responsibility, not for some personal reasons.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure. They go faster and faster. Finally, they reach their destination. To patch the fragmented errors in the future, and to store the currently unimportant files and reports, people built this reference room in the shape of a box with gray and white walls. During this awful time, which might last for ages, people call it the footnote of history.
Here we are. The reference room storing unnecessary information. It's a place ignored by most staff. Even so, this careful, reliable monitor assistant will not let go of any details.
She knocks on the rusty sign haughtily.
I hereby officially appoint you as the Chief Assistant of Monitor Assistant of SPDM. I will take my responsibility and teach you how to become a devoted Foundation member.
That's a title. Matilda pulls off the cloth covering the archive cabinet. Dust rises in the air.
Here is your first task. Read through these unsorted old files. All of them.
Lord. The monitor assistant takes a dusty file from the cabinet. The paper inside has already turned yellow. I could never. I simply could never.
All the archived ones. These are the last parts. Most of them are discarded administrative documents, low-priority materials, and substandard reports written by rookie investigators. By the way, you should know I didn't sort any of them out for you, and they don't necessarily have what you want.
It's all right. Leave them to me. I love reading.
Good for you.
You'd better
I could never.
Here's the key. Keep it safe. You can sit on the cushions there when you sort out the files. I don't want your dress to stain the stone bench. I'll go see if I missed any files. Listen, this monitor assistant will test you on your familiarity with these files when she's back.
These two have no right being so cute. 3 hours later.
Double check completed. Looks like I didn't miss any relevant files. Phew, quite a long day. I doubt if that spoiled lady can finish all the materials. She must have been bored and fallen asleep, waiting for her tea kettler in the dream.
I doubt that.
It takes much more than dancing at balls to be a Foundation investigator. I'll send
So
her
to be
back
my
to the teacher
queen.
when she wakes up. In the end, it will be the kind-hearted Matilda who finishes the task for her. Being a great monitor assistant comes with great responsibility.
Again, Matilda gently pushes the door open. Surprisingly, she is welcomed with an energetic greeting.
Oh, Miss Boanish!
Standing on a ladder, Sotheby gives her a big smile with a stack of files in her hand. The files she didn't finish reading are scattered on the ground, while the others have been well organized in the cabinet.
You didn't fall asleep. Did you sort out these files?
Yes, and I love these books in uncommon shapes. There are so many wonderful stories. I often read books with Sasana when Father wasn't at home. We read and read until the red bomb waves woke up the sun. Moreover, these files are much easier than Miss Moisson's reading task. Here, the gentleman from River Conway tamed a whole group of Avanks. How marvelous is that?
Oh, okay. like you meet the basic requirements for being a rookie investigator.
She's so iconic.
Tu es plus ou moins qualifié pour être mon assistante en chef.
The young lady doesn't pay much attention to the mumbles from the monitor assistant. She is busy announcing her big discovery.
And I also found this interesting report. It tells a lot about the storm and the numbers. Will this be helpful to Burton?
Show it to me.
She takes a pile of yellowed paper from Sotheby. This neat and orderly written report has no beginning or end. Obviously, the author is a meticulous person.
I have to say, it is undoubtedly a violation to submit such a report, but it will be a travesty of the truth and human sense if I cover it up.
Peace, sense, justice. They have always been the creeds in my heart, and are now the reason why I've decided to write down the whole thing.
Who is this?
A long time has passed since the first attack of the most severe crisis in our time, but we are still wondering, what on earth does it mean? That was the eve of the millennium, of which no one had any memories, illogically. The next day, time was already reversed to 1996, the moment we opened our eyes. We walked out of the building made of grey and white marble as usual, hardly aware that the sun we bathed in was from another time. Our survival was unexpected and almost unbelievable in such a calamity which swept the globe. Why did the headquarters of the Foundation survive the reverse? Why couldn't we find our younger selves in the outside world?
So to be 2D form really catches her personality so well? It does! Oh my goodness. I love the live 2D in reverse. Because it's not just like it's not just characters
things remained
with like different expressions and like breathing moving slightly from breathing. Like it feels like they're actually they're really moving around and having a real conversation with each other, and I love it so much.
These files Burton needs. I think so.
She says in a trembling voice. This monitor assistant, who always claims to have a cool head, has never panicked so much.
It's a report written by someone who witnessed the storm. And it has recorded the storms before Burton became the timekeeper.
Lord. Okay. That's kind of crazy. I mean, how long has she been a timekeeper? Soak science. After a terribly heavy downpour, it's hard to stay calm.
Before she became the timekeeper? Whoa. So Burton wasn't born a timekeeper.
She didn't tell you that? Wait. No one is born a timekeeper. It's not an inherited title.
4 years. Oh. Huh.
Anyway, this report includes the secret chronology only accessible to the core members of the Foundation. You can only check it under the supervision of the monitor assistant before you become a qualified investigator.
Matilda dusted off the folder carefully.
No matter what the reason
there were 2 or 3 storms before she becomes a timekeeper.
Okay. To evaluate its authenticity and risk, the genius Matilda Boiniche will fulfill her duty as the monitor assistant and carry out a thorough inspection of this report. If you agree to this resolution, please nod, Assistant Sotheby.
The speech is full of terminology Sotheby has never heard of, but it doesn't matter. Based on the tone of the speech, she has already decided how to answer.
Yes.
I love these two. I love them so much. They're so silly.
That was 1985. A gloomy, miserable night compared to that peaceful morning in 1996, when we were only bothered by confusion. We didn't expect time to be reversed again, nor did we understand the consequence. Even now, I still remember Paulina's desperate cry. One of her hens was already inside the safe area when she fell at the entrance to the headquarters, and that was the only part of her left to us the next second.
Aww.
The only legacies we found were an engagement ring on that hand and her favorite blue polka dot scarf, which we used to wrap her remains in the end. To be honest, I admired those who still remained calm and sympathized with the Arcanists on the edge of mental breakdown. It had nothing to do with the 1/4 Arcanist blood in my body. It was only the kind of empathy which all mankind would share out of instinct in the face of a hopeless calamity. We lost many, too many colleagues. In the materials they sent back, we even saw all the horrifying phenomena, such as one's veins turning into electric wires.
Ugh.
Since then, the storm, a word simply taken from visual observation, has been used to refer to the calamity. Of course, we can have a word for the calamity itself. But what words should we use to conclude all the absurdity and panic? Before the storm, we were all familiar with time. It was supposed to be a straight line connecting the past and the future. We followed the line to move forward. We broke free from ignorance. We built civilizations. We developed technologies. We promoted the well-being of mankind. And we improved our living conditions step by step. We were so sure that we were making progress on the right path. But then, the path was taken away all of a sudden. Oh, time, our closest old friend, where are you taking us? Back to the two most painful wartimes in the 20th century? The era when no one had ever heard the hiss of steam engines? Or the century when mankind was yet to be enlightened? So far, mankind has achieved a lot in history. Dynamos, automobiles, flyovers, railways, hospitals, poorhouses. But if it goes on like this, what is the point of all the efforts we have made? Now we are like a shipwreck left on the island of time, witnessing the fall of the whole modern world in the unstoppable tsunami. Even though the Foundation has lost a lot of staff members, they are still doing fine compared to Laplace. My younger brother was a good example. He was the most sensible person I have ever known. On the first day of the second reverse, he told me, in a calm manner,
"At least we have reaffirmed that Newton was right. There was never an arrow of time in classical mechanics. Neither in relativity nor quantum mechanics. That means this is absolutely normal. Whether the time goes backwards or forwards, even if it starts spinning around like a tabletop football player. They're not against the law of physics. We can go back in time and give Poincaré a medal of great profit."
The next day, he almost fell off the 6th floor due to excessive drinking.
Oh my god.
All the perceptions of time was developed to this
that's a
day
jump.
were overthrown.
I was just
We
listening.
couldn't find any theories to explain the storm in any existing researches. There could only be two reasons for this situation. Either we've been completely wrong all the time, or we've come to a brand new world. And this new world can never make sense in the way of science, or that of physics. It cannot be verified by an independent third party, and it is impossible to be comprehended through reasoning. Is it true that we have been going the wrong way? Is it true that those once proven wrong by history, those arcanists who claim to possess gnosis, are actually on the right path? In fact, the one who put an end to the chaos was indeed not a human. This thing, I had no idea what it was. It claimed to be a machine which never stops working. It laughed at the limitations of our brains and the metaphysical mistakes we make ceaselessly. But it did solve the most urgent issue.
Is that Lucy?
The system was built to tackle storm-relevant emergencies after...
Isn't that her silhouette?
Laplace. The first measure it adopted was contacting all the existing branches of the Foundations at the time to confirm the scale of available manpower. Then it built observation stations all over the globe to find if there were any other regions immune to the storm. After that, numerous offices responsible for deducing the cause of the storm were established. Even though there were countless disagreements during the research, at least we had taken the first step. I handed in the application to take part in this mission, determined to get rid of the fog in my mind. In 1986, I was assigned to the office in Egypt. All my friends came to the dock to see me off. Because
First introduction of Lucy before we know she's called Lucy. I see.
Even though we were equipped with the emergency communication devices,
yeah, she was kind of
issued by
released
Laplace,
later, right?
We were still not clear when the storm would assault us,
remembering
or where
correctly.
we could hide nearby. What really scared me was not the threat to my life, but the possibility of dying ignorant. Then I boarded the ship to Alexandria from Athens. And that was when I met her. Now when I recall it, it was almost impossible to ignore that group of arcanists on the ship. There were about a dozen of them, all in eccentric stitched robes. They were followers of a strange school which mixes arcanum and mathematics. I talked to them. No matter how much that conversation bewilders me now, I was more excited than confused at the time. They also survived the storm in 1996, and they noticed the unusual changes taking place in the world as well. That means I actually met another group of survivors from the millennium.
She stops turning the pages.
Wait! A school of arcanists who survived the storm?
Huh. Interesting. Tower of Babel. Most of the time, language barriers are the least significant obstacles between people.
A mixture of arcanum and mathematics. The ship on the Mediterranean. Unbelievable. Our investigator actually met this group of arcanists who believed in numbers, and even left such a precious record down on paper.
Does it mean we are close to being helpful to Virgin?
The chief assistant of the monitor assistant lets out a cheer.
Certainly. It's what we deserve for all the efforts today. But why did they leave such an important report in the reference room storing unnecessary information?
To hide it.
Did they misput it here after the chaos of the storm?
Putting her confusion aside, Matilda turns to the next page of the record.
Among them, the most easygoing one was Hugh. He was an engineer as well as an arcanist. We shared the same preference for human technology, and that became our common topic. Hugh was in his 30s, red-haired, cheeks sunken, and deeply depressed due to some kind of eye disease. He was a decent man, with a prudent attitude, working at a desk most of the time. He reminded me of the imperial miniature painting artists in the Sultan's palace. Most of them ended up blind after toiling for their life. He showed me the picture of his daughter. I don't have children, but I could feel his happiness as a father. Although I got along well with Hugh, he seemed quite out of place among that group. which was actually led by her. I don't know what words to use to describe her. She was like a meteor shower, a tempest, or an unreasonable catastrophe itself. Her existence was just like her name. It was simple, yet implied a lot. Please forgive me for my cowardice. Even now, I don't have the courage to write down her name.
Guess who that daughter is? I mean,
in fact,
what did she say?
She was quite
Redhead?
a kind, warm-hearted person. Among all the unregistered arcanists I've met, she was one of the nicest ones towards the Foundation.
A redheaded
She
daughter that becomes
even though I heard she had a daughter too.
a member of the
Besides, she still
Foundation.
possessed the innocence of a child, and that kind of excitement exclusive for genius. That's right. It seemed the whole world was like a sparkling toy to her. Our communication was heart-stirring at the beginning. Both of us were eager to find out what was happening, like two shipwrecked victims grappling at each other on the sea. But I didn't have the slightest idea what she was talking about, actually. The problem was not the typical communication issues between humans and arcanists. I was sure the language we used didn't pose any obstacles, but still I couldn't understand any words of hers. I would believe that one is highly intelligent if one can name all the factors of 11,567 without thinking.
I would too.
What this one said was illogical nonsense which no one could ever imagine. She claimed that there is a world of numbers, above all else, where the non-physical essences of all things exist in the form of timeless, absolute, unchangeable ideas, and that the physical world where the time flows is nothing but an appendage, which has never been real or true. And that's why the chaos in this world is not worth any attention, and we should focus on what happened to the supreme existence. What an utter disaster combining modern maths with ancient superstition. I saw another hubristic arcanist pretending to be the prophet by reliving Platonism. I don't even bother to mention the balderdash on soul numbers. Even the New Age movement could use some of her absurdity.
Is she talking about 37's mom?
But that was not yet the end. She even claimed to be aware of the exact year when the next reverse would happen.
I'm getting vibes that she's talking about 37's mom, because 37 said that her mom went to the phenomenal world.
I shall and only shall reveal the demonstration to people who have their own soul numbers.
I'm not sure whether she was making fun of me or being serious, but I had this feeling that she was eager to tell me how she was granted the secret through a moment of afflatus. It seemed she just saw through the laws behind all things instead of finding them through logical deduction.
Sophia's father. Oh, right. He was there. He went too. Okay. I see.
After I expressed my inability to comprehend her words 30 times, she finally gave up.
And I know during that storm in 29 when they were coming back via ship.
A new kind of humiliation.
Okay, I'm understanding.
What really irritated me about her, however, was her contempt towards science and all the scientific research methods. As far as I'm concerned, the value of a theory lies in its reliability, universality, and generalizability. Our pursuit of the truth has laid the foundation of modern science, allowing us to change the world. Yet, in her eyes, the value of a theory lies in its beauty. I talked to her on the current situation, and I told her how we would save lives and preserve the hard-earned technology of mankind if we could find the pattern of the storm. It was of course not an easy thing to do and would take enormous manpower, so I asked her sincerely to join the Foundation. Yet again she responded with contempt. She believed they would only become another military squad of the Foundation's.
I don't think she was wrong.
Darling, maths are beautiful for their uselessness. That That's why it remains noble and graceful in this sordid world, despite you humans' reckless action of using it to calculate ballistic.
She turned down my invitation and left an unfairly negative comment on our storm observation project.
The observation stations you built are destined to be toppled because their basis is the fragile world that follows the laws of physics. The efforts you've made are like nails on a sand beach, which will only be carried away by the next tidal wave.
But
I like the way she
said,
talks.
Perhaps our efforts are in vain, but someone has to do it. We will try every corner of the beach before making the conclusion that the world we are living in is already a hopeless ruin.
What a pragmatic, rigorous, and rational speech. But dear, the world is a hopeless ruin.
The conversation ended in disagreement. I don't know why Arcanists hate the world so much. Perhaps the reason is they have never been truly accepted. To this day, I still remember her venomous conclusion.
The world built on past experiences has ended. In your words, which you used to mock us, why not embrace the reality?
Yet about the gnosis which she deeply believed in, and the so-called prophecies she made through numbers, she had never given any proofs or details that showed rigorous logic. And the reason for her inactions was an oath she had made before some stone? Therefore, I believed her words were only the nonsense of a lunatic. When we first met, I thought she was different from all those psychos, who mistook the malfunction of their prefrontal cortex as the will of God. But they turned out to be the same. In the name of human sense, I swore everything she said was absurd and ridiculous to me. Until...
Madame Z said the Arcanists on that island are all named after numbers, because they have a strong belief that numbers are the essence of their souls. The investigator wouldn't write down her name. Is it because of the conflict between their beliefs?
Matilda turns to the next page eagerly as if checking a novel brought in class by some undisciplined student. But in reality welcomes her with an empty page. Oh.
Huh? That's all?
Maybe because the story ends with an abrupt stop, or the hopeless phrase has dashed down, Matilda clenches her handkerchief with her sweaty palm.
Submitting such an unfinished report would only cause problems for the reviewers and evaluators, but this investigator didn't even write down their name.
Don't worry, Ms. Burnish. I'm familiar with this situation. Every time, after the brave Typhon defeats Jupiter, he returns to the Auto Island. But each time we twist the ear of Mr. Glassbox, Typhon will show up again and again. Ms. Moisson told me the ear is the key to bringing back our hope.
Wait, don't tell me you are talking about the shows on the mechanical television?
Ignoring the monitor assistant's confusion, the enthusiastic young lady starts looking around for the ear that carries all her hope.
Stop, Miss Sotheby. Please, take a seat on the cushion and listen to me carefully. This is a detailed report written by a formal investigator of the Foundations, not some TV show full of cliffhangers. That means we will definitely find the rest somewhere.
Oh, I see. Must be a Coco-treant who took away the other part of the book. Usually, they will be attracted by Luna Fixer, and by following their traces, we'll find their lairs in the stable.
You mean someone took it away? That's highly possible. Data loss is not allowed in the Foundation, especially under the Monitor Assistant's management.
We must prepare Luna Fixer. Don't forget their favorite jigging magical beans. I don't have those materials with me right now, but I can write to them. It only takes a month.
The disconcerting conversation is clearly too much for this rigorous monitor assistant.
Nuh-uh, we don't need that.
Nuh-uh. After taking a deep breath, Matilda takes out her crystal orb. An ambitious smile spreads over her face.
You've perfectly
Ooh,
accomplished
Queen.
the task from me when you found this valuable report. Well done, Assistant Sotheby.
Sotheby is
Now it's time
just
for
full
the
of joy
great
and whimsy.
Matilda to
And I
show
love that for
a
her.
little bit of her greatness.
I think everyone needs a little joy and whimsy in their life. That's interesting. So that entire report is talking about 37 and Sophia's individual parent when they first left the island. That's kind of sad, knowing what happens to them after. Divination in the day. You will meet countless great diviners before the real answer is revealed. There is no moonlight during the daytime. But the moon is not the only choice for divination.
Judging from the omen, it's at the northwest, the beginning and the ending of the ring, where the wall reflects repeatedly.
Holding the crystal orb with both hands, Matilda keeps adjusting her position while trying to figure out the vague vision and spear. Sotheby follows her with a curious face.
The northwest of SPDM. This one is straightforward. The beginning and the ending of the ring is not a problem either. The icon of the computing center is exactly the Ouroboros, a serpent eating its own tail. Here we are. But where the wall reflects repeatedly, does that mean a closed room with mirrors? The mirror in the display center is a huge kinescope in the wall. And the one in the airtight laboratory is a crystal clear observation window. The one in the rehab center? No. The mirrors in the operation room have been replaced with curved electronic screens of steel structure after that xenopilot made a scene. So, where is the answer?
She slowly turns around, trying to find a perfect angle for a clearer vision. A white figure storms away from her side, almost bumping off the orb she tightly holds.
Hey! You just hit me! Shouldn't you apologize?
Where did you come from, dork? Wasting my time?
Loser! How rude. The man groans a curse and hastily leaves this place with his hands covering his nose and mouth.
What? How could he say that? That's rude!
That gentleman doesn't look well.
He's covering his face.
His nose is running with purple liquid. Oh dear. Did he drink a whole bottle of purple Chrysandra juice? He needs treatment immediately. Oh, if only I had brought the Phoenix heart nerves with me.
He ran towards the rehab center. Nothing to worry about. Just another patient trying to prove he has recovered.
The hasty man has disappeared completely. The little incident doesn't raise anyone's attention.
The rehab center has all the facilities and medicines he needs. He will be properly treated. But why is he wearing the uniform of Laplace? And where's the receptionist here?
The lobby of the Scientific Computing Center welcomes them with a deafening silence. The counter is no longer busy with people, but with an auto-recognition device instead.
Does everyone go to the weekend party night?
Probing around the counter, the temporary investigator seems determined to dig out a party gramophone from somewhere.
Absolutely not. The researchers here are too busy to do that. The computing center is working on the most urgent and vital project, the research on the immunity to the storm. We should not disturb them unless it's an emergency. So please stop calling the office and put down the telephone, Miss Sotheby. This is not the ear of a tea kettler, and it won't take you to any twist balls.
The monitor assistant can't stand the difference in their terminology anymore.
Je sais qu'elle est débutante, mais quand même elle est trop bizarre. Guide new members with caution and patience. Trigger the afflatus at the right time. J'avoue que Verten a remporté une victoire temporaire sur ça.
I love Matilda. Her mumbling is interrupted by the owner of the tearful footsteps.
Miss Boonish, I just read the map on the counter.
You mentioned where the wall reflects repeatedly. Does the vision refer to the racquetball center here? You see, its icon is a bouncing ball.
Let me take a look. Found it! This is really the right direction. Next, empty boxes, glasswares, and copper pieces. Looks like our destination has piles of metal.
The vision in the orb is growing clearer, proving that they're heading in the right direction. That eases Matilda's upset mind.
Good job, Assistant Sotheby.
They're so cute together.
I have to say, I might have gone a bit too hard on you. You are more capable than I thought. Thanks to your prompt reminder, we have saved quite some
I love their
time.
dynamic. This is so cute.
Sotheby is glad to help.
The young lady gladly hops along the way, while she doesn't give up peering at Matilda's crystal orb.
Miss Boonish, since you're such a talented diviner, why don't you just divine the reason for the storm with your inherited Arcanum ability? According to Ms. Moisson, the reason still remains a mystery. If the crystal orb can reveal its truth, everything will be much easier for Vertin and her team.
Divine the reason for the storm?
The brave assumption astonishes this great diviner. She almost drops the orb.
That's impossible for sure. It's a typical mistake of laymen to believe one can see everything through divination. You are an expert on potions and arcane creatures, but you have little knowledge on other subjects. Haven't you received any systematic education on Arcanum?
Education on Arcanum? I'm of course well educated in Arcanum, with Ms. Moisson as my tutor, and my arcane friends such as Typhon from the Auto Island, Jupiter, and...
Alright, enough!
She shakes her head, stopping her from listing another name for an arcane creature that nobody had ever heard of.
I have understood the fact that the education you have received is not systematical, or say incomplete, imperfect, inelegant.
Okay, shade.
But don't worry, because you are talking to the kind-hearted Matilda. She will spend her valuable time to make it up for you.
Oh. The great monitor assistant clears her throat and starts recalling what she learned when she was 12. Oh, don't remind me.
In fact, the system of Arcanum knowledge is not completely separated from that of human science. For example, the modern pharmacy and chemistry actually originated from the experiments of potions and alchemy in the ancient times.
Oops.
They developed into two different systems because arcanists focused more on the knowledge ignored by scientists, which is gnosis. The knowledge we learn from divination is exactly under this category.
Wow.
Sotheby's eyes light up with amazement. Was she listening? Matilda takes out a notebook and draws a brief sketch in it.
Let me fill you in with more details. If two human researchers test Snell's law at two different places at the same time without making any mistakes, they will always reach the same conclusion. Or if two potionists use the same ingredients and follow the same formula to make the cough cough stop stop potion separately, their products will also have similar effects. However, if two diviners respectively perform divination on the same thing, they will probably see totally different visions. Because what the divination shows is merely omens. The interpretation of these omens is in fact a kind of subjective deduction based on the reality, and there is no such thing as a standard answer. Even if the two diviners draw the same conclusion, it is more of a coincidence than a result that implies generalizability. So diviners never check the accuracy of their divination through the review of peers. And this is an example of gnosis. Unlike human sense, it is unique and possesses no universality.
He puts it away and wiggles her index finger.
In other words, even if someone finds out a reason for the storm through divination, they can't have other diviners verify it, because 100 different diviners will give out 100 different conclusions. The scene will be even busier than a concert at Music Verein. That being said, the more
Matilda's a good
positive result we
teacher.
get
What the
from
heck?
divination is nothing. Divination cannot bring knowledge which the diviners have never learned. The divination of such world-class knowledge, as complicated as the reason for the storm, can only be performed by world-class diviners. We may find one or two diviners like that if time continues to be reversed. Like Nostradamus. But he lived in the 16th century. Besides, even Nostradamus is not always right. But Miss Buaniche is! Thanks to your divination, we're getting closer and closer to that report, right? You are right! Finding items, interpreting dreams, and making simple prophecies. All these things are just a breeze for the bright and clever Matilda.
Oh, you sweet summer
Inquiring about
child.
the storm is beyond my ability, and it will only bring misfortune. I will never make such a stupid mistake.
Matilda regains her radiant appearance.
In fact, this half of the report and the handwriting of the author are perfect divination media. Besides, our target is not far away from us, and I'm familiar with the surroundings, which have made things much easier than usual. It is true diviners can improve the accuracy and controllability of their gnosis by practicing repeatedly, holding the rituals properly, and making targeted preparations. But that still doesn't mean the result will be absolutely accurate.
Sotheby nods. No one can tell from her face whether she truly understands that announcement or not. Reading the vision in the orb, Matilda leads Sotheby around another corner nimbly.
The report says that person who mentioned the School of Numbers claimed she was enlightened about the year of the next storm. Is that also by divination? I am not sure what kind of arcane skills they used, but numbers are indeed a kind of omen too. I am not talking about the specific knowledge of mathematics, but the numbers themselves, because they are even more abstract than images and languages as kind of symbol. Even so, there is no way for us to verify this prophet, unless it really comes true. That is also why it takes almost nothing to spread a prophecy. My mother told me many people in the outside world write to the Foundation every day, claiming to be prophets who can predict the doomsday and thus requesting unemployment benefits. The doomsday?
That's crazy.
Unemployment benefits? Oh my! The outside world is far more wonderful than I thought. How fascinating.
That's a reaction.
This Buaniche is even greater than I expected. You bet!
So cute.
Wait,
So cute.
Did you mean I was not the greatest?
Oh, they're so cute. They have reached the end of the corridor. Matilda puts away the orb and looks at a wooden door with no sign in front of her. This is where the vision leads them to, the room next to the racquetball center.
Here we are, Miss Sotheby. Now, this is the moment to verify the result of my divination.
She opens the door with a slight push. That was a lot of words. That was a lot more words than I was ready for.
If you look at the ground at the end of the trail, there may be... But what you see, this point was... It remained true to... Whatever they used... The kick doesn't mean we will find it. So then, order and silence were brought. It was a grand... That's why she made... Then she saw... And the paper which...
If I had an eye tracker, or even like a VTuber model, I feel like it'd be so funny to see how I speed read. The lament in silence. That invisible hand raised up in the sky easily plucks a star from the sky. Did I read that wrong? I don't know. You're just not supposed to read it in your head. You just kind of scan it with your eyes. The light is dim here. Archive cabinets and unorganized files are everywhere, punctuated by strange devices in lapless style. It seems like an abandoned utility room.
Where are we? Lost and found at the racquetball center?
She waves away the dust and struggles her way along the toppling cabinets.
The orb showed copper pieces. We need to find something that seems to be locked, but is actually not. Found it! Nothing can stop the genius, Matilda.
So cute. She finds what she's looking for in a rusty drawer. Obviously, the report has been here for a very long time. Its corners curl because of the damp air. Luckily, the writing is still recognizable.
The trip to Egypt didn't go smoothly. The ship was hit by a common storm at sea. We were lost in the fog after that, completely off course. Then something emerged from the water. Since the first storm, the Foundation has received frequent sightings of arcane creatures which should have been extinct in history. I had no idea what I was shooting at, even after I emptied the clip. And I didn't know what to do, so the Arcanists brought us back on course. She names the precise longitude and latitude of our location, even without using the sextant in the spare cabin. I wonder how she did that. Perhaps the world did look different in her eyes. Then when I was about to step on a random plank on the ship, she suddenly dragged me back. I thought it was only an inappropriate joke. But the next second, the plank broke. I was stunned, and asked her how she saw that coming. She just answered me as if we were talking about the weather.
Because that plank is deformed like a rhombus.
I was confused. Where is the rhombus? She laughed.
The rhombus can't be seen with eyes. You shall close your eyes, hearken to the teaching of the Supreme Existence, and seize the moment of afflatus.
Of course, I didn't see anything. Nor did I understand what the moment of afflatus was. Perhaps it's just another privilege enjoyed by Arcanists, just like their right to be lunatic. Nevertheless, she reached the correct conclusion in a completely wrong way. Is it really possible? Anyway, she saved my life. But that was not enough to settle the differences between us. She remained rejective to working with the Foundation, and I finally gave up on the attempt to persuade them. My mission on that trip was not to make contact with them. Besides, what we needed was builders of the storm observation system, not some liars who would only make things worse. As for the shelter they took from the storm, she wouldn't say a word, as if she were dealing with a spy who pried to find out the deepest secrets of the Arcanists. In the end, Hugh mediated between us. He gave me an address in Istanbul to which I could send the letters to contact them. After that, I spent more than half a year in the Egypt office. Things were even worse there than I expected. Some have gone missing after the storm. The people who were supposed to be in the Egypt office, according to the member list stored in the headquarters in 1985, were not there when I arrived. The situation could be caused by the limitations of the transmission of paper-based materials, or because the computer was not yet popularized to every corner of the globe at the time. One minor mistake of a copyist could develop into a huge difference. Besides that, the chaos inside Laplace was an even worse issue. I learned that someone published the paper Samplings of Global and Regional Chaotic Energy Route Changes in the name of Butterfly of Lorentz. Apparently they secretly used our sampling sites, yet their research direction and conclusion were radically different from Laplace's. The researchers equally divided into two schools, one sticking to the human technology they have focused on, and one changing their direction to Arcanum. At the time, it was still too early to decide which direction was right, without sufficient experimental data. But many already believed that if time continued to be reversed, human technology would only keep falling into decline, while Arcanum, which relies on personal ability, would rise again. It's true that Gnosis cannot be copied, verified by an independent third party, or comprehended through reasoning. Its nature decides that it cannot lay the foundation of science or be popularized to every ordinary person. It takes solid marble to build a castle, not slippery sand. Even so, what harm will it do to rely on Arcanum when the underlying logic of all things has become unreasonable? Before the disagreement was settled, the storm in 1987 was predicted. We were ordered to return to the headquarters 24 hours before its arrival. But the prediction was not accomplished by Laplace. A captive from Manus Vindictae names the precise date of that storm. Our enemies, those lunatic xenophobes, valuing only pure blood, made it further than we did. Yes, we built observation stations, we made countless deductions, we developed multiple simulation models. We made efforts, we sacrificed life, we did whatever we could. Yet the result was that we didn't find any other regions immune to the storm, except the headquarters and another one in North America. In the end, 95% of the branch members were reversed, 87.9% of the equipment was destroyed, and 100% of our predictions failed. In conclusion, our endeavor brought no achievements. As for the captive from Manus Vindictae, the delirium patient who claims that oracles flowed under his parietal bone, when we asked him how he learns the precise date of the storm, he burst into laughter.
Can't you hear it? Has God left you behind when he spread his grace?
Then, he smashed his own skull with a handcuff. Yes, there was no doubt. He was an incurable lunatic. But his insane nonsense was exactly the reason we survived the storm again. No matter how unreasonable or illogical it was, or how much a lie it sounded like. So we'd better believe we shouldn't go out in black today because the fish is swimming in the water. We'd better believe in the existence of the non-physical, everlasting, transcendent world where everyone's soul is a number. We better believe in the supreme existence, which caused the disorder of time by merely casting its shadow. That means the life of individuals means nothing more than rubbish, and the world is but an imperfect ruin, where only the chosen ones will pass the trial, where the rest will be eliminated by the rain. How am I supposed to do that? Finally, I made up my mind to write to her. I didn't expect her to answer my questions. All I wanted was to confirm if she had survived that storm. For the sake of our peaceful talk about the Rhombus. Yet what I heard from them was a simple announcement of her death, with only 2 words. She died. Then it burned and turned to ashes in a second. On the same day, the first and only timekeeper who just took office, the 12-year-old child, returned alone from the storm. She told us the time in the outside world at that point. And that was how I knew she was right.
It is right in front of you.
What? If there is a god, why are you playing such a prank on us? After we had suffered from the collapse of all the existing orders and the failure of all the great laws. If this is what she calls a glimpse of the supreme existence, the moment of afflatus, do you have to present it in such a cruel way? The last 2 digits in the number of the year after that storm were exactly her name and her number. 77.
Holy crap. I'm so sorry for being quiet that entire time. But holy crap.
Incroyable! C'est vrai! Quelqu'un a vraiment fait cette prophétie! Bertin and Sonetto will be thrilled to know what we found! Well done, Miss Sotheby! You performed as well as a formal investigator! We need to submit this report to your instructor immediately!
Grabbing the papers tightly, Matilda turns around with excitement. Sotheby isn't the person standing there. Whoa.
What are you doing in other people's rooms?
Hello. The report is snatched away.
This is my personal item. You have no rights to take it.
Who are you?
Please leave immediately.
Personal item? This is a precious record
The
that should have
music.
been submitted
The
to
silly
the
music.
Foundation. According to Administration and Regulations for Dispatch Personnel, St. Pavlov Foundation Decree number 259, every member of the Foundation, when acting as a field investigator, is required to create a comprehensive investigation report of all their actions and promptly submit it.
Oh my god, yeah, the line delivery was
And they are
crazy.
obliged to ensure the authenticity, objectivity, and impartiality of the report. No personal bias is allowed in the content. If you have read this report, miss, you should know that it's not even qualified to be filed.
But this is an emergency!
The Storm Reformation Act is still new to her. She can't think of any articles to support her point of view. She racks her brains for words, but before she makes it, the other person starts talking with one of its eyebrows raised.
I can tell from your uniform, you are a student of SPDM, or...
Yeah, it's very documentary.
This is Laplace. Do you have
But then
your
also,
guardian's
like,
approval
what this
to
guy
leave
is
the
saying,
school, Miss
it also
underage
feels
student?
like a diary more than it is a report.
Approval?
But it's so good.
I am not a student! You are talking to the exceptionally promoted monitor assistant of SPDM. Here is my ID.
She holds her ID card high as if she's holding the flag of liberty. But she is ignored. The adult walks directly to a swivel chair in the room and pays attention to an educational toy on the table.
Did you just ignore a formal administrator of the Foundation? This monitor assistant will report every every misbehavior of
Oh,
yours.
Matilda.
Every
I love
little
you.
bit of them.
Wordless, the monitor assistant can't be more embarrassed in her life. She looks around just to find that Sotheby is gone. Luckily, the chief assistant learns faster than she expects. The familiar sing-song tone is making a report to her own tutor outside of the half-open door.
Miss Moisson, we found that report here. The great Miss Buanish and I discovered some important information. I came to you and Madame Z immediately after we read it.
Wow, she's fast.
Hmm? Miss Buanish, why are you confronting Mr. Chair?
Sotheby stands at the door, her head is tilted. Two adults are behind her.
I didn't expect to see the second half of that report here in your room, Adler.
This time, the owner of the voice can't be ignored. The swivel chair unwillingly turns around.
Don't call me that, friend. Why not just call me Enigma? Just like everyone else. Relax. I know nicknames mean no harm. But I don't understand. How is a report filled with meaningless words of any concern to you, Madam Z?
It provides information about the Arcanist group Virgin is now dealing with. If possible, please give it to me.
Of course. How can I turn down a request from Constantine's chief of staff? Take it away. I hope you don't mind the mold on it.
The researcher stays seated on the chair and casually hands out the report. Madame Z smiles. She seems glad that Enigma, oh my god, still has the energy to be sarcastic, but clearly the monitor assistant can't tolerate such a blatant violation of the staff regulations.
Please pay attention to your manners and do not bring disgrace to the computing center, Mr. Rude.
Miss Mousson taps her on the shoulder and quickly looks in the direction of the door. I'm losing it.
You've done a great job. I'm sure
Far
what
too
you
many
have
words
found
today.
will be a great help to Timekeeper. And I will report your active performance in this mission to SPDM as soon as possible, Miss Buanish. We need to further analyze the files you found. The first on the scene could provide more detailed information. Let's get out of here.
Contribution exceptionnelle!
The keywords give this young monitor assistant a giddy pleasure. She can't help but ignore everything else Miss Mousson says.
Oh la la, exceptionnel! No, no. Calme-toi, Matilda. I didn't accomplish it alone. Assistant Sotheby also played a significant role. Hooray!
Oh, so cute. Hello, Whisper. A loud cheer interrupts Matilda's mumbling.
That is to say, Miss Burnish, we can start preparing the balloons and flowers for the twist ball.
Oh.
Speaking of which, this monitor assistant still needs to think about it. By the way, just call me Matilda.
She struggles to get out of Sotheby's passionate hug. The great joy brought by Miss Mousson makes her actions clumsy. Oh, so cute. Cheering and disgusting, the girls leave the room. Madame Z carefully puts the valuable report away. The researcher swivels the chair again and hides himself in the fortress made of dusty items. He talks through cabinets and equipment in a slow manner.
There will be no advance in human technology. You think so? Even the Madame Z has given up on the study of theoretical physics and become a politician.
No. I've never thought of that.
She turns to the door with a faint smile. The door is closed. Oh my god. That report is crazy. New direction. A new steam whistle sounds. By all means, board the ship. That report was crazy. Oh my god. The dramas have ended. All is profoundly hushed in this cold and dark room. The researcher sighs and starts settling the messy papers and dusty tools on the table. Why is it mistaken for a utility room? Is it because of the mess? Metallic footsteps come from outside the door.
I am astonished by the fact
Oh
that
my
you
god,
are interacting
hello.
with others.
Another trespasser. Lucy's design is
broke
like
in.
the craziest thing to me. The robot in charge of the Laplace Scientific Computing Center shrugs and refuses to make any comments. She has already heard all the information she needs in the corridor.
If it was a complaint that you were making, you know it is within your rights to submit an interdepartmental complaint within 7 days after the incident.
Don't bother. That file means nothing.
Like, she has such an iconic design, but I feel like sometimes when I look at her, it feels a little out of place.
Why bother to
For
submit such a log
reverse.
full of personal feelings and emotional behaviors to our great
And it's so funny to me,
rigorous
her,
foundation?
it's her I2, right? Where she just puts on a
Is
shirt.
that so? I
Just
am
a
gratified to
shirt.
find that you still have some sense.
And a face, I guess.
I too am gratified that you still have no idea
She's so
that I was
iconic,
being
though.
sarcastic.
Oh, that was sarcasm.
Never mind. What do you want from me, Madam Lucy?
He asks as he bends down and organizes the papers scattered. This is the best effort he cares to make to receive a guest.
You went all the way to this dusty, rundown place so hurriedly that you even forgot to put on that pathetic mask. This is not because of some old files, I assume.
The faceless robot inclines its head in agreement.
Certainly. I hope you can be the cryptographer of the Manus Vindictae's ritual.
Lucy
You are
Design
still the
revived the
best.
game in Japan? That's crazy.
You are asking me, a human, to decode the ritual of a pureblood arcanist group? I don't see how I'll be helpful to this project.
You cannot evaluate your own level of being of value, Adler.
The researcher keeps unfolding more dusty folders without raising his eyes from the table.
Well, you
Oh my god, I just realized it's been
evaluate
3
our value.
hours. Hold on, we're
Test
speed
us
reading.
In experiments, you question not what is ahead of you, nor whether the path you've taken will be.
Thank you for your compliment.
I was too locked
Credit
in.
goes to
I didn't even
everyone.
realize how long it's been.
That was not even a... Miss Mirka, guess you agree. A life without creativity is not worth living. I'll never be able to combine human technology and I am useless to you.
He squares up the paper on the desk in a grumpy manner, making a huge knocking noise.
I don't expect someone made of tin to understand a human mind.
Robot ignores emotional speech and keeps talking.
The work of analyzing the masks of Manus Vindictae, a side effect occurs in the researchers, and it is getting worse.
What a scene. Have you aborted the
Not yet. We have conducted the Arcanum imaging experiment on the mask, but knowing what it is composed of does not help explain how it works.
You're trying to figure out one's career planning from... Even if somehow you manage to find the original ritual,
The researcher turns to her, wisdom and sarcasm glow in his eyes.
That's why we can't tell if we're getting results. Even if we had the right ritual, experiments performed in the Ivory Tower won't succeed because...
An experiment about the storm can only be done in a storm. Glad to see your brain is not rusty yet. It only took you 3 cents. That proves you are capable of the project.
She's so snarky. I love her. The robot in charge puts a document on the table.
The history maintenance
hello.
team has forecast different critical points if Manus Vindictae still plans to accelerate the storm, like what they have done in 1929. Your sister, Greta Hoffman, is also one of the investigators.
I have no interest in any Hoffmans other than myself.
It is okay. If any of the investigators successfully send the information, take your time and be mentally prepared. But once the storm alert is issued, I wish you will be fully prepared by then.
The robot gets out of the room, leaving him no right to choose. Her feet crash into the floor, making a steely sound. Enigma's eyes flicker toward the document. The face on the top is familiar to him. He pulls out the drawer and takes out a scrap paper. This is the last code he didn't give anyone.
One thing is for sure now. The age of humans has come to an end.
Have these papers at the merch? Oh, that's cool. Okay, whoa. That was cool. This was a cool. I wasn't expecting much from a intermission chapter, but that's cool.
Water travels from the ground to the sky.
Hello.
And
Oh
then
my
falls
god,
back.
Euphoria.
Just as
I'll do that on
who
my
come
own.
From the forest.
And now thank you all for thank you all for hanging out. That was a while, but that was great. I loved that chapter, actually. And I also liked the intermission chapter, surprisingly. The report was written by his sister Greta. This voice sounds familiar. And I could assume that from that last little scene. But yeah, thank you for hanging out. That was great. I know I went quiet at the end, but I was locked in. I was locked the crap in. That last report was crazy. But yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out. Thank you to all my VOD watchers. When's the next reverse stream? I have no clue. Next week is the new Wuthering Waves update. What day is that? Let me double check. Yeah, so next week I'll be streaming on Friday. My time. My usual time for the new Wuthering Waves update 2.4. As for the next reverse stream, I'm not sure. Deltarune literally just came out today. But I don't know when I'll be playing it, because I'm poor. I mean, I can maybe play chapters 1 and 2 on stream. But then it's gonna be a while until I play the newest chapters. So I'll have to see about that. And I'm still planning on starting Final Fantasy. I might do a test stream of a different console game. I might play Pacific Drive for like an hour and a half maybe. I've already finished that game, but I just need to make sure that everything works. Since I have not streamed a console before. But yeah, I think those are what's in store. New Honkai Star Rail update is also next month. So that's a month. So I have time to do stuff in between. But yeah, that will be all from me. Once again, thank you. Remember when we did an open mic kind of stream? That was chaotic. That was far too chaotic for my liking, TBH. But I mean, maybe. Though it was fun, it was silly, but it was a little chaotic. But yeah, as per usual, I will be posting stream announcements the day before, whenever that comes, on Twitter and Blue Sky. And I think that's all from me. So I'm gonna go get me some lunch. Thank you again. Whoa, words. Thank you again for hopping in. I need to fix. Wait, before I leave, I need to fix my freaking end screen. Okay, we're good. I love you, OBS. Thank you. So much fun. Also, thank you again for the recent support on my streams. I'm glad everyone is enjoying my yapping. I want to make more shorts from my streams, but I'm also lazy. Cause it's not just that I don't really like editing, it's also that my streams go on for like 3 hours. I gotta skim through like 3 to 4 hours of yapping. So I'll try to make more shorts like the 2 that I've already done, but we'll see. Yeah, thank you again, and I will see you later. Bye bye.